Hi,
Hi,
everyone.
welcome everyone.
We are back.
We're back, and obviously in Giza, loving the background. Um, so today's topic, we're doing conversation 56, the pyramids of Giza, right? That's why we have the background. Pretty
Hi,
excited about it.
Lakaya.
Hi.
Thanks for coming on.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited about this topic.
Yes,
You
it's
know,
going to be interesting.
Yeah, the pyramids have always been very fascinating and just one of those wonders, right? So,
Yes. And I don't know, like when we were doing the research, it's like they show basic information. So it's not like it's pretty weird.
yeah.
Like it's just like, oh, this is why they built him.
Hmm.
And this is who built him. And that's it.
Yeah, a lot of the research is pretty repetitive, right?
Hi, Wig. Hi,
Hi.
Sean.
Um, so we're going to start off getting into a little bit of history. Um, the pyramids of Giza are three fourth dynasty pyramids. Um, 2575 to 2464 BCE, located on the west bank of the Nile River near northern Egypt. It is one of the seven wonders of the world. And I mean, you know, it would be because I mean, look at it. It's very beautiful, right?
Yes. Yeah, Seven
Um
Wonders.
yeah, one of the seven wonders. It's up there.
Hi,
Very
Connor.
mysterious.
Hi, Bass and Nightmare
Hi.
and Vault and John. Hi, guys.
So the pyramids were built for the pharaohs, Khufu and Khafre.
Which Khafre, I think, is his son.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Khufu, second king of the fourth dynasty, had the Great Pyramid, which is the largest of the three. Yeah, that the big one. So the length of each side is 755.75 feet, which is 230 meters. The original height being 481.4 feet, 147 meters. So the middle pyramid was for Khafre, the fourth of the eight kings of the fourth dynasty. The structure measures 707.75 feet, which is 216 meters on each side, 471 feet, which is 143 meters high. So that was the middle one, right?
This one. That one.
That one.
But I don't know which one is the son's. Is it this one?
Yeah, it's the
or
middle
this
one, and the smallest. The last pyramid was for Menkaure.
Menenkaure.
The fifth king of the fourth dynasty. Each side measures 365.5 feet, which is 109 meters, and height 218 feet, 66 meters. Through the years, the pyramids became weathered, each man placed in burial chambers.
Yes. So that's what originally they were built for,
Yeah,
right? They
the
were
purpose.
burial, I guess, tombs in a way.
Mhm.
And those are some big old tombs, man.
Yeah, it is. They're like, yeah.
He's like, oh, yeah, I'm just going to build like the biggest structures and
Yeah.
trip everybody out. And it's going to be fun. And we're going to get a bunch of people to do it for us.
Right? Like it was like, forget a mausoleum, right?
Yeah.
Build a pyramid. So the Great Pyramid is accurately oriented to the four cardinal points of the compass. The core is made of yellow limestone and granite. The entrance is on the north side, 59 feet above ground level, which leads to corridors and passageways that lead to the queen's chamber.
Okay. So how did they get it to line up? Is it like, did they use the stars or the sun?
Yeah, I think so. I think they were into that, like astrology.
Like astrology?
Yeah.
Like old school astrology?
Or astronomy, right?
But okay, so because we were doing the research and it's pretty crazy how they knew like how to make it align and the measurements of it. I mean, I heard that they knew like the pi
Yeah, and
equation, like that's crazy.
hearing about that, right? Like they knew the pie, but the wheel hadn't been developed yet. And if they knew that, then maybe they didn't feel that a wheel was relevant. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
To be able to create something like this, they're like, forget the wheel. We could build something better than that.
Yeah, and
So I don't know, it's just fascinating,
the other
you know?
thing too, I was thinking, dude, like just my mind going, right? Um Coral Castle, like that man that would build these
Oh yeah.
structures of stone overnight, and he would move them with like frequencies, like
Mhm.
like that just gets me to think, what if this is how they built them?
Yeah. I mean,
Okay.
definitely possible, right? So I think this is yours right
Oh,
here.
so the building of the pyramids has no definite answer. So we haven't really figured out
Yeah.
how or why or
It's
when.
just very
I mean, I guess I kind
mysterious.
of know when, but
Yeah.
um and it is believed that human labor and ramps, sledges, rollers, and levers were used to create the pyramids. And it took 20 years to construct. And that was the great one, the big one here in the
Mhm.
middle. That's the one that took 20 years for it to be done. Um, and they say that approximately it took about 100,000 men. And so originally it is said that, that's what they taught us in school, that slaves were the ones that built
Yeah.
them. And, you can see them getting hurt and them being
And carrying the right?
yeah, like pulling the stones and
Yeah.
like, I don't know. But they say, out of what we researched, it looks like it wasn't that way at all, that they were actually being um, hired. Like he was an employer and he hired people. Um,
For the season.
yeah, seasonal people that were unemployed at the time. So, like,
Mhm.
and so basically people that would work, that were out of work because of the Nile River, I guess it would elevate and flood. And so they would hire them to go ahead and come on and, start building. And out of what I heard was that they paid them well, they fed them, they took care of them. So, which I hope was the case. Um, and so the Great Sphinx, that I think the Sphinx, he's like a total like whole podcast on his own,
Yeah.
but I was going to talk about him a little bit. So he was carved out of limestone and he has facial features of a man and the body of a lion, and he's 240 feet long and 60 feet high. And I keep saying him because to me it's a he. I don't know, you know. But there is some conspiracies, or I don't know if this has actually been
Confirmed?
confirmed, that he is older than the pyramids.
Wow.
So I don't know that to be true or to be a for sure. Yeah. So the theories. So I'm going to get into one of the theories on the pyramids. So in the 1980s, researcher Robert Bauval, I hope I said that right, pointed out that there are similarities between the layout of the three pyramids and the relation, relative separation between the three stars of the Orion's belt in the constellations, um, which he thought they served as a gateway to the stars. So, like we said, the Egyptians were, I feel like they were very smart.
Mhm.
Um, and they were definitely like an advanced civilization in a way. But I feel like because they knew the lineage of the stars, right?
Mhm.
They knew. I, I don't know. Based on my research, I also heard that they kind of knew about the planets. Trip out, right? Like that's crazy. How would they know about
Yeah,
the
that's
planets?
yeah.
Um, so and so he also thought that they were like a gateway to the stars. I'm not sure exactly what that means.
Yeah.
Maybe like
Yeah, not sure what that means.
maybe it like communicated with space in a way. I don't know. but we'll get into more of the
Yeah.
electromagnetic energy. So other people think that they were built by extraterrestrials for landing or used for energy in advanced engineering. Possible. So this is a very interesting thing. So the electromagnetic, or did you want to talk about the aliens more
Well,
on yours?
I don't know. I'll just
Okay. So let me get into mine, and then she'll do her part of the research. So the pyramids can collect electromagnetic energy that resembles a power plant. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah,
Like, that's insane.
that is.
Yes, Bass, that was, I don't know how they knew. It seems like I remember hearing that the head of the Sphinx was recarved from an original. Yeah, possible. Yeah. Yeah, and okay, so let me get into this. Okay. So power plant. And Abdel Hakimawan, I guess that I don't know. I can't read that. A power plant, or sorry, he's a theorist, and he thought that Egyptians were trying to control energy, the energy that the pyramids were giving out. And some people say that, well, now it's illegal. You can't climb the pyramids, but people that did climb up to the top, they said that they felt noticeable shifts in energy, like prickling sensations and even cases of electric shock. And they could also hear ringing noises. But yeah, like I said, now you can't really like climb up there because I think you'll go to jail, right? Like they're very strict. And so I kind of was looking around the confirmed pyramids around the world, and I found a few. I know that there's some that are still maybe being discovered, but Mont de Accordi, Sardinia, Italy.
So there's one there in
There's one in
Sardinia.
Italy. Greece has one, the pyramids of Argolis. And then there's another pyramid in Italy, and it's called Pyramid of Cestius.
Cestius.
Mm-hmm. And Kashinit pyramids in Sudan. La Quemada. What is it? I can't even read my writing, you guys. But I think it's Votive Pyramid in Mexico. And the Great Pyramid of Chochula in Mexico.
Yeah.
And Monk's Mund, Kauiha, USA. I don't know where that's at. And Prang Con Air, Cambodia. Tukami, Peru. And Sakujava has another one. So there's a few pyramids that have been found, and they are, they have been excavated, and they have been, what is it? Like searched, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. So those are the ones. And then I know that we were talking about it, I think yesterday on Falt's channel, and they were talking about the Dark Pyramid in Alaska. So I was trying to look for that as well. And then I know that there's another hidden one in China somewhere. So yeah, I don't know if I got, yeah. So I don't know. I mean, I was trying to look that up, but and I think that there's a book on the Dark Pyramid, but it hasn't been. I don't think it's been confirmed, if I'm not mistaken.
So I was going to get into a little bit more of the theories, kind of similar information, but just a couple more to add on. So yeah, one of the theories. Yeah, I'm going to talk about that right now. Actually, the coordinate. So aliens built the pyramids, right? That's one of the theories.
Mm-hmm.
So the theory suggests that the pyramids were built with advanced technology by visitors from the stars, which they thought were, the extraterrestrials, the aliens. So like mentioned, the geographical coordinates for the Great Pyramid are 29.9792456 degrees north, which, like mentioned, coincide with the speed of light, which is 2,099,792,458 meters per second.
Okay.
So
That's crazy.
yeah, it's just like that was very interesting, you know?
So that's the coordinates of the pyramid?
Yeah, and it coincides with the speed of light. So, like mentioned, right?
That's so scary.
It's the same number as
I mean,
speed of light,
everything
yes.
scares me.
Mm-hmm. So another one is that they are hiding advanced technology. A secret door was discovered inside one of the Great Pyramids with red writing on the outside in the 1990s. Sahi Hawass allowed a robot to drill a small hole and peek inside. He then announced that nothing was found, but refused to give up videotapes as proof. The Egyptian government forbade researchers from abroad to look for themselves. So, you can't, you know?
You can't what? You can't go in there?
You can't be trying to investigate what's inside the pyramids.
But can't you go in the pyramids now?
Well, I don't know. I mean, that's what that was.
TikTok says.
I know. So another one, they are an energy source. So here's the info on that. In files found in the storage of the Russian intelligence archives, the KGB researched the pyramids of Giza and disclosed a report detailing a strange electromagnetic power field surrounding them. It read, quote, "During inspection of the wall segment, we noted an odd sensation, a magnetic repulsive force that seemed to be emanating from the rock. We were unable to find any scientific explanation," end quote. This created the theory that the pyramids are a massive energy power plant used to gather and transfer electricity through the air. Theorists claim this allowed the Egyptians to transfer energy to the Mayan pyramids. Interesting, huh?
That's crazy.
However, despite all manner of tests, no difference in the electromagnetic fields inside or outside the pyramids have ever been recorded. So when we talk about like the energy source, it just like it makes me think about, I don't know if you've seen the movie, what was the movie I told you? Transformers, right? How like I think it's the second one where they go see the pyramids, and they have like the Decepticons that are like trying to get the, like there's like an energy tower in the center of the pyramid, right? So they're kind of like removing the rocks and trying to get to like the tower, which like it sends like the energy to the star, I think. So, but yeah, they were talking about that too, how like it aligned with the 3 stars, right, from the Orion's belt. So
I think it's crazy how like they have energy, right?
Like, kind of like the theory, right? Like about the energy. Right. Hi.
So we're
Thank you for joining us.
Vault is in the house, so we're gonna add Vault, and then we can get into more of the pyramids. Here we go.
Hey, ladies. Sorry I'm late.
Oh, you're fine. We were just going over the facts of the pyramids.
I just came in and started feeding my face whenever I was like, oh crap, I didn't realize what time it was.
Yeah, are you 3 hours ahead or
2? Yeah, because it's 9:17 here now.
Oh yeah, we're 7:17.
I was actually out there in the dark, getting some more cameras put up.
Oh really? So how many cameras do you have total?
upper here. I still got 3 up, but I got a box of cameras in today.
Wow.
I got 4 brand new cameras that are fixing to go up.
Cool.
So
So
I was actually preparing, getting all that stuff fixed. So tomorrow I can finish getting them up.
yeah, and for those of you who don't know, Vault of Nightmares, has Nightmare Nation TV now. So whoever is interested, you can join his camera TV program he has going on over there.
And the 5th of this coming month, we're actually going to be doing some call blasting out there.
Oh, really?
Oh, yes. I've never done it before myself. I know what I've seen aftermath of what can happen with it, but hey, you only live once.
I hope it goes well.
If not, it's going to be all I can tell y'all is plug your ears.
Hi, Sue. Yeah. So we were just getting done here with the pyramids, talking about how they, I don't know, I just think it's really weird, the whole energy thing that they have. I think they can definitely be some sort of like alien technology involved.
Well, that's funny you say that because there's a legend that the Star Children came down to help them build the pyramids.
See, and that's, to me, that's believable because how else would they know about the planets? I mean, it's not like,
Well,
I
the
mean,
3 pyramids that you have behind you
Mhm.
actually line up perfectly with Orion's belt.
yeah, and we talked about that, and that's it's so. And the other thing that I was looking at was I heard, I don't know if it's true, but that all the pyramids kind of make a line, like they align all the pyramids around the world that have been found so far. I mean, there's always room
All the
for
Great Pyramids do.
yeah.
And then what's funny is what they call the Dark Pyramid, which is back in Alaska. The main one, they just found it not too long ago. The main ones make a straight line across. Well, then if you go from the pyramid on the farthest corners and draw a line back to the Dark Pyramid, it makes a pyramid.
Wow. So is the pyramid underwater, the dark pyramid?
No, the Dark Pyramid's actually half buried in a mountain under a glacier up in Alaska.
Oh,
And
that's
if
crazy.
you pull up the Google and go to Mount Rainier,
Mm-hmm.
you'll see a big blacked out area. That's where the Dark Pyramid is. It's not. The government doesn't allow you Google to photograph it. Mount
That's
Rainier also has a secret base up there.
so is it located above the secret base, or you think
It's
it's like
right there. It's right there in the side of the mountain. Well, that's how they found it. Is part of the
oh,
glacier came loose, and when it did, it revealed, and it looks just. I'm talking about. It looks like onyx. It's just black and shiny.
that's crazy.
The craziest thing is they can't find an entrance. There's no entrance. They've tried to drill, and it will actually. They haven't been able to hardly make a scratch in it with diamond drills and industrial drills and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. So
So
it's different material?
it's they don't know yet. They can't test it because they can't
That's
get enough of the
crazy.
dust and stuff off to test it. But rate X-rays won't penetrate it. They try bouncing lidar off of it, and it absorbs it.
What? That's scary.
And other than that, I don't know if I can say anything. I probably wasn't supposed to say what I just said, but I don't care.
Yeah, and then I know you were talking about a pyramid that was underwater in one of the lakes. I don't know if I wrote that down.
I forgot to go back
I
there and
think
get
it's
my note.
called maybe Rock Lake or something like that.
I can't remember. If I ain't mistaken, I think it's up in Colorado.
Yeah, I think somebody last night in your show, they were saying where it was. Um,
I think it's, if I remember right, it's in Colorado, and I think it was found back in the 40s or 50s. Is when it was actually found. Two guys were out in a boat duck hunting, and they were trying to row across, and they ran into something out in the middle of the lake. and got stuck. Well, they reached under trying to get the boat loose and stuff, and they were like, "Well, it feels like some kind of weird rock," and they couldn't figure it out. One of them actually had to jump out of the boat to try to get and pick up on the boat, and that's when he realized it was in the shape of a pyramid. Well, they sent divers and stuff back then. It's not like we have divers now, and they were able to kind of like map it out with ropes and stuff like that. It was in how big it was, and it's as big as one of the small pyramids behind you.
What?
It's like 305 feet or something square. Well, now that lake has come down some, and about 2 foot of the top of it is actually exposed, and they're trying to keep people from going out there messing with it and stuff like that. Is what they say.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't
Wow.
laid eyes on it myself, but I've seen pictures and stuff like that.
Yeah. I want to definitely go see some of the pyramids. I've never gone. I would want to, but I hear that a lot of people that go, they can kind of sense like energy from them. I
You
wouldn't.
need to go to South America and check out the Inca pyramids and stuff.
Yeah, I want to go to Mexico as well and go check out the pyramids there too.
I've
I've
been all
never
around all those, and so you can actually walk to the top of those. You try to get on those pyramids right there, and they're liable to shoot you. They don't. The government over there, where the pyramids you have behind you, you get probably, I don't know, 30, 40 yards from them. Everything's roped off. They don't let anybody. You got to get special permission from the government, even to go inside to take pictures and stuff.
Wow.
But the ones down in South America, like I said, you can walk all the way up if you want to the top. And I'm gonna tell you something, it's a long way up there.
Really? I remember seeing a video a long time ago about I think it was a guy that had like a little remote control little car, and he took it in the pyramid and he captured like it looked like there was like something in there. I don't know if it was like a person or a creature, something weird. I mean, I don't know if it's real, but it was definitely
Well, they
creepy.
just found a new chamber in the biggest pyramid behind you
Oh, they did?
that they didn't know that was there, because we
The
have different.
hidden?
Yeah, the
Yeah,
hit.
Oh yeah.
Uh, they're using new technology and sonar now to map, and they found uh different openings and stuff that lead up that were actually now blocked off, because the outside of the pyramid has actually been recovered over the thousands of years it's been there a couple of different times.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I don't know why preserving it.
They're trying, yeah.
Uh,
Did you wanna get into I think Eileen's gonna share some facts.
I learned,
Um,
hey, Miss Eileen, you don't ever speak to me.
One of the things I found interesting was that there's a pyramid in every continent and in every climate.
Hmm.
Wow.
Supposedly, I don't know, but supposedly there's one at the South Pole too. But see,
Oh wow.
the South Pole is off limits for flyovers or anything else. Don't know why. They say
Yeah.
there's all kind of rumors of what's up there, what's not up there, but they're supposedly the biggest pyramid in the world is up there.
Yeah, Bass is saying supposedly the Great Pyramid had a gold top at one point.
Uh, that I don't know. Like I said, I
You
know
know
I think they said that they when I was talking to a guy that was one of the scientists over there that was doing the studies and stuff, he said that they had found that it been recovered, like I said, 3 different times since the time of its creation. And I think you can see it in a couple of photos where it looks like it's different layers. That's the different times it's been recovered.
I remember that, in a movie where it had, like, the top of it was gold. Do you remember?
Yeah, wasn't it?
I don't remember what movie that was.
Wasn't
And
it
I don't
like
even
one
think
of the Mummy movies?
I'm thinking it was one of the Mummy movies,
Stargate.
but Stargate did?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I don't know, it's crazy.
So yeah, like you mentioned, people are affected by the pyramid's energy.
Yeah, they can
Right.
sense it. And then I think one of the other things was that they haven't found any mummies in the pyramids.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I thought that they were like,
Oh, see, there's most people don't realize the Valley of Death is actually not too far behind those pyramids, and that's where they found all the mummies. They found actually, it looks like they had started a pyramid and then never finished it back there. That's how the Valley of the Death, Valley of the Dead, actually was found, because they found the outline areas of the base of another giant pyramid. And when they were excavating, all of a sudden, then they started finding all the sarcophaguses and stuff like that in the Valley of the Dead.
what? So
I
do
th-
you think maybe they were moved
no, I
when
think
the city fell?
no, because I think those were built for some other reason, kind of like Stonehenge. I think they were built for whatever reason.
Landing?
Well, I don't know about landing, but what about if the way they were built, and we don't know what's in some like that. We don't know what's in that secret chamber. They said that
Mhm.
they drilled a. I think y'all talked about it a while ago. They drilled a hole, stuck a camera in, and they just, oh, there's nothing in there. Okay, why did they seal it the way they did then? They've never said nothing else about it. What if those pyramids were designed where they're like a beacon
Yeah, and like send some maybe energy to like other beings. I don't know. I
or
think
to space? Like I said,
yeah.
they align
Mhm.
too well with the stars. And back then, yes, they could measure and stuff like that, but they didn't have the technology to get them. Like I said, they're within just a few inches of being dead center of lining up with everything. That's just, there's no way they could have done that without extra help, is what I think. I
Yeah.
could be totally
And
wrong, but it don't make no other sense. We can't build home builders now.
mhm.
They're allowed 6 inches to be out of square when if you have a new home built and then it gets inspected. That house can be 6 inches literally out of square and it still pass inspection. These pyramids are less than 3 inches out of square from each other.
That's crazy. And then even like the coordinate thing, that like freaked me out. I
Yeah,
was
where
like,
it's yeah,
it
coincides
matches
with the
like the speed
speed.
of light.
Mm-hmm.
And like talking about how it was created with millions built with millions of blocks weighing 6.2 million tons.
Do y'all know
Um
where they got the blocks from?
No, I don't.
The blocks came from over 500 miles away.
And people were hauling them, right?
Supposedly. They still can't tell you how it was built. There's a lot of theories.
yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, one
One,
of the theories was that it took around like 10 to 20 years, but that would mean that one single ton block would have been laid every 1 to 2 minutes, which is that even humanly possible?
no, they can't do that today with all the equipment we got. Uh,
That's crazy.
one of the scientists said it would. They don't believe they could recreate either one of the pyramids with the technology we have now. The way the blocks were cut it looks like it was there were diamond saws and stuff used like we use today to cut
Mhm.
them back then. They don't understand how they were able to quarry. Some of those stones weigh like 20 tons is what they estimated them to weigh. So,
That's crazy.
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
they were able to build ramps to get those. I have a hard time believing that. I believe it would make more sense if they took and as they built it up, they piled sand back up around it, so they were working off large areas of ground. Because think how much area you got to have for a 20-ton stone.
Yeah.
You're not going to roll it up on any kind of scaffolding. It wouldn't hold it. The other thing is they don't have trees and stuff there. Never have to build a scaffolding system that they would need.
Mm-hmm.
So where did it
Yeah.
come from?
And back like in movies, how they kind of show, oh, the elephants pulling, and they have like wheel, like,
Yeah.
I find that crazy because for me, I think aliens built them. I think it's totally possible. Um,
I
and
know
I
if you
even,
walk up to them with a compass, the compass will start spinning, and if you go from one to the other, it'll start spinning one way and then spin backwards. And you walk to you get in between them, and it'll just take off spinning back the other way again. I've seen that with my own eyes.
what?
Wow.
So you visited the pyramids?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. I was overseas for almost 15 years. So one of the great things about the company I worked for, because we were out for so long at a time away from our families, and our families couldn't know where we were most of the time. When we would come in, all you would have to do is tell the coordinator, "Hey, me and my family want to go to." They tell you to stay outside of the United States for at least 9 months. That way, you don't have to pay a whole bunch of taxes. But I could say, "Hey, while we're in for the next 7 days, I want to go to Disney World." We get an all expenses paid trip.
Wow, that's cool.
We went all over the place. Lakea's been to Stonehenge like twice.
What's the energy in Stonehenge? What is it like?
Me, I
Do you
didn't
feel
like.
anything?
Yeah, me, I didn't like it. I didn't like it. To me, it's like it's a weird hum.
Really?
Lakea loved it there. Like I said, to me, it was like just like a low, annoying hum. It's hard to explain. Have you ever heard the hum coming from power lines?
Mm-hmm. Like static? A little bit of static?
Yeah, it's like but
Mm-hmm.
it's like high voltage. That's what I felt and what I heard. And like I said, Stonehenge is, I didn't know it until we got there. Stonehenge is actually bigger than what most people think. What you see of Stonehenge is just what is actually left outside of that block ring. There's another ring of holes that have been drilled, and it looked like posts. And then there's another ring of those outside of that.
Wow. Hi, Indrid.
There's our local alien.
There's a question.
A question. Let's see.
I didn't
My
do it.
question is, what is the aliens' plan to create the pyramids in different locations on Earth? I think, what if it's like a way that they can like come down and like charge their little spaceships or
there was
something?
one of the theories was saying, let me see what I can.
Um,
One of the theories
It's
is supposed to be a gathering place.
oh, where they meet up, or maybe they communicate like to the other, to the stars.
multi-purpose, multi-dimensional energy centers for the transformation of human consciousness. That was one of the theories.
That, and think about all the pictographs and stuff like that. Like you have human-like bodies with Anubis's head, a snake head.
Mm-hmm. And
What?
and that's what Bass was saying about the hieroglyphs, where they show like different types of creatures, and like you said, like the Anubis and the cats. The cats were very meaningful to the Egyptians, to go into the underworld, and they believed in like space and astrology, the stars, which
Another
is pretty
theory.
interesting.
Another theory was there was a race that was dying out, and they came here to try to go upon, and we were already here. We were real primitive, and they helped us along, but they still died out for whatever reason. So that's the reason why the pyramids are not used anymore, because we don't have the knowledge or the technology to work them anymore.
Right. Yeah, that totally makes sense. Kind of like, I every time I think about like the lost civilizations, like I think about Atlantis, right? What type they say that they had um, amazing technology, right? That we can understand. So it gets me thinking, what if it was some type of the same,
Like
thing?
to me, it reminds me of like the Eternals.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Right?
the Eternals where they come down and they help. But
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you've seen the what is it? The Predator movie, Alien versus Predators.
I've seen I've seen a good many of them. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, and you see there's a scene where like the predators are on the top of the pyramids and they're like, I guess the humans see them like pay reverence to them. I don't know if they think they're gods and they're like fighting up there, and so it's pretty crazy like to think,
In the
all these scenarios.
alien, I'm gonna say in the extraterrestrial side of things, with the groups and stuff. There's also groups that think Earth was actually used like a prison planet. That's the reason why we have so many different races and stuff like that, because, and we have so many different weird things, is because
Yeah.
this is where they would drop off all the undesirables.
Yeah. I know somebody had said something about I think it was on your show that I think it was a joke. They were joking, but they were like, "Yeah, the aliens probably just dropped off all the Dogman and the Bigfoot," and they're like, "Yeah, go mess with them."
Well, it's
Vault.
a good.
I think that was the Anunnaki. I don't know much about that. Maybe Bass can join and talk about that.
Come on in here, Bass. Don't be shy.
Yeah, don't be shy. You don't have to show your face. You can just put your little, what do they call, what do you guys call them?
The little emojis.
Yeah.
Look, for a long
Another,
time I didn't show mine because I didn't want to scare nobody away. So
I just created one recently.
another theory was that they were built by music and sound frequencies
Oh, okay. So that gets, okay, see, that's what I was talking about earlier with, not Stonehenge,
with
Coral Castle. I don't know if you've heard of Coral Castle
yeah,
Vault.
I've heard of Coral Castle. I can't remember
So
the man that designed it, but he was designing stuff overnight and they couldn't figure it out.
exactly. Yeah, and that people were, I guess there was like an incident where there was somebody spying, or a kid was spying on him, and he saw the stones floating, and he would just place them down, and I was like,
Think they
that's crazy.
actually investigated him because they thought he was some kind of spy. Back then, it, they were so worried about spies infiltrating the United States, it wasn't funny. I think they actually investigated him for some kind of like a Nazi spy or something back then, and they were trying to figure out how he was able to do it. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that, but I do think I remember something like that being said.
Yeah, yeah, I think that's what they said too. But I definitely, what if it's possible?
something like that would make more sense to be able to move these
They had like telepathic people that can move things with their head, with their mind.
Yes, ma'am.
Um,
Not to
yeah,
change.
Sean.
Go ahead.
Oh, no, I was just going to invite Sean in if he wants to come in. You're more than welcome, Sean.
I was going to ask you ladies what y'all thought is what happened early this morning overseas.
What's going on with Ukraine?
Yep.
I'm I don't know. I get scared. I told my husband, I was like, we need to get ready. If we need to evacuate, we need to get out. He's like, stop panicking.
It's not panic. It's planning.
Yeah.
You need to have a plan, and your plan needs to have a plan, and that plan needs to have a plan,
Yeah.
because y'all actually are in an invasion zone.
I know. We're like
Why do you think I?
target
Golden
number
State.
1.
Mhm.
Why do you think I moved back to Mississippi? Nobody wants Mississippi.
I know. And I'm thinking like if they do cuz we're like in central California. So I'm thinking, would they even want Central
I know, I
California?
was
Would
thinking
we
that
even
too.
feel it like, if it was, cuz I mean, their target's probably going to be the most populated cities, right?
No, what they're going to do, what they would do is they would cut California would be a country they would want to cut off from the rest of the United States. And the reason for that being is, hey Bass, the
Hi,
reason for
Bass.
that being is, think about it. Most of all our, you got Silicon Valley there. You've got a lot of our technical training schools and stuff like that that comes out of California. So if they cut that off, then it's a choke point to choke away stuff coming through the rest of the United States.
How you doing today, ladies?
See,
Hi.
Hi.
if they cut both sides of the country off and from the center will eventually, they have two choices. They have to fight and repel them, or eventually give up and let them have their way. The same thing they're doing over there. Same thing they're doing over in uh, overseas right now. He doesn't try.
Yeah.
He's not going to try to take the whole country. What he's going to do is he's going to slice off one corner, which is the greatest agricultural place that's over there. He cuts that off. There goes their agricultural. There'll be a completely independent country now on foreign aid to come in.
That's crazy.
But see,
I don't.
that's the way war works.
Yeah.
It's not about taking over the whole thing at one time. If you cripple the country by making them where they're dependent on others, see, what I'm worried about is him not stopping it to Ukraine.
Mm-hmm.
See, that's the reason why we have back for around all the Ukraine right now. We have all the nations that's right there we have put troops in already. So we have,
Yeah. And so at what point does the US like intervene?
well, unless they leave the Ukraine and start towards another country, we're not going to. This is not the first time they've invaded Ukraine. Back in 2014, they did the same thing.
Oh, okay.
But I think it is a jumping off point. What you've got to worry about now is Russia's allies coming in and what they're going to do.
Yeah. That's the scary part too. I think about that and I'm like, do we stand a chance, Volt? Do you think we stand a chance?
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. I'm thinking worst case scenario, we're gonna have to flee.
No, because now our military is not as strong as it used to be, because back in October we lost 30,000 of our seasoned troops. But the thing is, those seasoned troops all went home. Now,
Okay.
think about this, is what they wasn't thinking about before. Those people went home. They were already fighting because they were fighting for our country. Now, how do you think they're going to do to protect their own home and their own loved ones?
Yeah. What it takes. Whatever it takes.
Well, you just turned
have some-
the most of the United States force into a guerrilla force that is not bound by the Geneva Convention and stuff no more. That's what happened. And look at Vietnam. We got our butts whipped over there. Not only us, Russia, several other countries got their butts whipped over in over in Vietnam by a smaller, ill force because they use guerrilla tactics.
And what are the guerrilla tactics? I want to know more about that.
Well, the way guerrilla tactics work is you're a smaller force and you don't have the technological and the firepower that your opposing force does.
Mm-hmm.
So what you do is you cut supply lines, you cut communications, you actually let them run forward where they think they're advancing to the point where they've advanced over you, and then attack them from behind.
Oh, okay.
See, that's one of the things I was schooled in, was guerrilla tactics.
That's good. And I know because Eileen over here, all morning she was like, she had a worried face.
Yeah.
And I was like, what's wrong? She's like, can't you see what's going on? And so,
Within a month's time, will tell you exactly what's going to happen. Now, they may stop at the Ukraine. I think right now Putin's testing the waters.
Mhm.
And then all his allies are sitting back saying what we're going to do and what the rest of the world is going to do. And if he doesn't get a pushback, like they should be actually pushing him back and get sanctions put against him, then he's going. It's like, if a child crying that wants a piece of candy, if you give into that, then he goes, oh well, if I do it again, I'll get another piece.
Mhm.
It's the whole mindset of it. Right now, they should be.
I don't think he really cares about sanctions.
He doesn't, because he's not worried, because he knows they're not going. They're like the American government right now. We're a pushover.
He's not. They Before everything happened, they were talking about, oh, if this does happen, we're going to put sanctions on him. He basically was like, all right, forget your sanctions, do something about it. What are you going to do?
After he got finished speaking to NATO, seriously, right after NATO was begging him not to do this, and he basically told him he was going to do it anyway. And when he ended the conference, when he ended the call, the first bomb started landing.
So he's like, he doesn't care. He's mad.
No, it's not that he's mad. He's testing his limits.
Yeah. So do you think he's kind of playing like like the game of chicken, to see if anybody's gonna do anything? Just waiting.
Yeah, because nobody really wants a World War III, because it's not going to be like any other war that anybody's ever seen.
Mm-hmm.
Because we don't have a third world country where we're trying to go in and like Afghanistan and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there were fighters, ground fighters and stuff there, just like Putin and them are going after over there now. They don't have an air force, or the little bit of air force they did have wasn't enough. Now that they had missiles and stuff like that. Well, as soon as you take all that out, you don't even have to put a ground troop over there. You just fly over and bombard them from the air.
Yeah.
We have an air force. We have a Navy.
Mm-hmm.
We also have that little red button that nobody really wants to push, but
and I worry, mostly what I worry about is like our power grid. If they do like an EMP or something, like I feel like there's going to be devastation. Like people are going to kill.
I'm already set up for that. I can actually take my cell phone, call you, and I can walk to the back end of my house, and my phone will shut off. The reason why is because I have a Faraday cage built back there.
You do?
My computer, everything else is shielded by Faraday.
Wow.
Because
so do you think that would protect it from if the power grid goes down?
Yeah, because it's an EMP. What it does is it deflects the electrical magnetic pulse.
So even cars.
You can actually fix your car where it's actually shielded, but the easiest thing to do is have a backup that doesn't use electronics. Like I have a truck in the shop that is what they call points. It's old. As long as if it's got a hot battery in it and gas in it, it will crank because it uses points. There's no electronics.
Oh, so it's like mostly the newer cars.
Yeah, anything that has the newer ignition systems in it. If it's anything beyond points are basically this piece in there that actually make physical contact every time it goes around to hit a spark. It opens up and sparks. It opens up and sparks. Where your car is controlled by a computer that tells it, okay, it's time for it to spark. Now, if you can shield that computer and a couple of other components in your car with a Faraday cages are not hard to build. If you shield your car, you could actually shield your carport where your car is. And as long as your car's not running and the EMP goes off, it's instantaneous. It is not like it's long lasting unless they have what they call a repeater, which they're not going to have here. A repeater, what it does, it constantly sends out the EMP pulse. This is going to be a one-time bomb that's going to go off and devastate everything that's in its touch. But if your cars or your electricals in a Faraday cage, and that goes off. About 5 minutes later, you can actually drive that, crank it, go out there, crank that car up, drive it back out. Your car's not affected.
Oh, okay. That's good to know. I was getting scared. I was like, oh man, what are we gonna do? We don't have horses.
But, well, you got to first make sure you have a Faraday cage.
Yeah. But you can't buy those, can you?
No, but
You have to make them?
Make them. You can go online and actually and learn and ask building a Faraday cage. And when you see how it's actually built, you will laugh how simple it is.
Yeah, because I know they have them for cell phones where you can just throw your cell phone in there.
Yeah.
But I don't know if they have them for other things where you can just readily buy it on Amazon, you know?
No, what you do is you have to buy the component. All it is a fine metal wire cage. It needs to be what I've got built out. Mine's built out of is number one copper, and it's a fine mesh. It's like looking through your screen. What it does is that electrical impulse hits it, and then because it's a conductive metal, it runs around it, over it, like it shields it, like it's not even there.
Wow, that's cool. I'm gonna look into that.
Well, I said a month will tell you what's going to happen, and then probably a month or two after that, if it's going bad, that's when you start having to worry, and it'll be first. Well, we're going to get bombarded by planes first. Their navy is not going to come. The only way that they can come at us is like on the New York side, the Gulf of Mexico, and California.
Yeah, especially because we have, what is it? San Francisco is valuable.
A lot of people think they would come up through Mexico and stuff like that. That's not going to happen either because the federales and stuff don't like them either.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. Like Mexico's just chilling on their own. Like,
well, it would disrupt everything they've got going, and they don't want that.
Yeah.
If anything, they would ally with us, because if they didn't ally with us, then we're going to turn around, because their borders connect to our borders. We're just going to invade them. If they don't help us or defend us, then we're just going to turn around and invade them, and America's going to get a lot bigger.
And what about Canada?
Canada's going to be our ally anyway. So
okay.
If they hit Canada, see, they're dealing with all Canada is ruled by Europe.
Oh, okay. So, yeah. So Europe is like still, they got our backs, right?
They're supposed to. But I'm talking about if they come, Russia actually controls above Canada.
Oh, really? Yeah. Didn't you see a TikTok about that? That like Canada, you can see it from like.
Oh yeah, that it's
like US. What is it? Like from Alaska, I think. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's Canada, Alaska, and then you got the Russian. I forgot what it's called, but it's nothing but ice. But
oh, okay. So it's not like populated.
Well, there's supposed to be some. There's some bases and stuff up there, but nobody's ever going to tell you the truth about none of that. So I think it will come to light sooner or later. But
yeah.
I've been telling everybody there's something bad fixing to be coming forth. Y'all don't understand though the fallback this is going to cause with them invading them, because now we're all the foreign aids fixing to start hitting. So your gas prices and stuff are going to go up. Your food prices are going to go up because we have to pay for that foreign aid.
Yeah, that's crazy, and it's already expensive as it is.
Yeah.
So it's going to be, you know what? We should just do trade. We should do trades like back in the day.
Yeah. Well, if it gets very bad, you're going to see a lot of barter coming up. What in the world are you doing, Bass?
I'm getting away from my 3D printer.
Oh, okay. It sounded like something tried to bite you.
I grabbed my mic. Oh, dude, this country.
I didn't mean to take over your show with this stuff.
No, you're fine. Like I totally wanted to talk about that too.
Well, people, I tell people a lot of times people walk around with blinders on and they don't realize what's going on and
Mhm.
what's coming. Like you and your sister, your family, you need to have at least a week's worth of supplies for just your family. Your sister needs to have a week's worth of supplies just for her family.
Mhm.
Or y'all need to get to figure out a place to get together to be able to survive together and make sure there's enough food for every one person. There needs to be at least 500, the minimum 500 to 5,000 calories a day for each person.
I'm about to go buy a bunch of burger meat and like buns and fries.
Don't do that, because if your lights go out, then what's going to happen?
I know.
Yeah.
I'm gonna throw them
Canned
in
good, canned goods, freeze,
yeah,
canned goods, and dried foods like beans, rice, uh,
flour,
flour,
salt.
all that kind of stuff like that. Uh, See, I actually like one of my favorite things is flour tortilla shells. I eat that a lot more than I eat regular bread, because it's
Mhm.
just it's not as much gluten and stuff in it, which is good for my sugar. I actually take those, and I've got one of those vacuum sealers. You can actually take flour tortilla shells and vacuum seal them, and they'll last 6 months or more on a shelf.
Wow.
And what I got is, what
Water.
I do is I vacuum seal so many just for like a serving or a person, and that way you don't have to keep opening them up or whatever.
Mhm. I
Uh,
I don't know. Oh yeah, it was for COVID, because you know how everybody was freaking out for COVID and buying everything. I bought these straws.
uh,
I don't remember what they're called, but they're straws where
Like
if you're
filter straws.
yeah, where if
yeah,
you're out in the mountains, you can drink off of like
yeah, they're
swamps.
called nano
Swamp.
straws.
Yeah, I bought those and I was like, yeah. And my husband's like, what do you want that for? We're fine. And I was like, no, you never know. We gotta have something. Clean
Still,
water.
before you even use that those work for flowing streams. Most people don't
Okay.
know how they work. You just don't want to put them in stagnant water and drink, because there's still bacteria that it can't get out.
Yeah.
If it is flowing water, you can use it for that, because the water actually will take out most of the bacteria. That gets out things that I think it's like those straws do 5 micron.
Mm-hmm.
Anything that is bigger than 5 microns, with a straw will catch. But there's some bacteria that are 1 micron. What you want to do is, anytime before you do anything with water, even if it comes out of a stream, boil it for 5 minutes and then let it sit and cool on its own, and then use it. That kills any kind
Oh.
of pathogens or bacteria in that water. The other thing, if you can't boil, clean, like spring water or whatever, go buy you a couple of bottles of red iodine. You take one eyedropper for a gallon of water, will purify drinking water. It will kill every piece of bacteria, fungus, whatever's in that water. One
Mm-hmm.
eyedropper for a gallon will kill everything in it. And it don't taste all that bad either. It's got a little bit of an irony taste, but
Mm-hmm.
it's the easiest thing in the world that you can go buy off the shelf to purify water with.
Oh, that's cool. That's good to know. I know people in the chat were saying that you were sharing great information.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I've been trying to get a video out about this till I was
Dropping
going to go
knowledge.
on my tears, but I was like, this actually needs to be shared to everybody. This is stuff
Yeah.
I've learned and was taught over my years of training and stuff like that. They taught, look, we had what's called survival school. We went through jungle survival school, desert survival school, and then you got what's called urban survival school. Well, they would literally take us out in like the Everglades, 20 miles out into the Everglades, and they kick you out of a helicopter, and they give you a map, a compass, and a knife.
Wow.
And your job is to get back to base.
That's crazy. That like that one show, remember that show? Naked and Afraid? Or
Oh
what was
yeah.
it?
Yeah.
That's scary.
Well,
And you know, like there's bugs, there's like even like the mosquitoes here, like they're horrible. Like
there's
I can't imagine being in a jungle and then there's spiders everywhere.
I don't like spiders,
I
but
hate spiders.
me and spiders don't get along. I've been bit 3 different times by poisonous spiders. I don't like spiders. I've been bit by a brown recluse twice, a black widow, and a brown widow, which is the male version.
A male widow?
Yeah, the widow male widow spider is not black; it's brown, and it's a little
Oh.
bit smaller than it. It's actually it looks weird. It doesn't look nothing like the black widow. The black widow is the female of the in that's her poor her when she bites you, you'll know you got bit by. It'll look like a giant bullseye, and it'll try to start rotting the flesh out around it.
Mm. Oh. And what about the recluse? What is it? What's
The
the bite?
recluse,
What happened?
mine swelled up. It looked almost like a giant, like a zit. Except
Mhm.
for, and you don't want to pop it because that makes it worse. Uh, they actually put what they did on me was it was on this arm. They put a compression below my elbow, and they would release it ever so often, and they put a drip in to actually get the poisons out because it will make you ungodly sick. I'm talking about think of you know how you felt when you had the government bug.
Mhm.
It's 10 times worse than that. It
No,
feels like
that's
you're going to
crazy.
die.
Yeah, this you know
Yeah,
the only thing.
I was going to mess with your sister. I called her when she was sick, and she goes, "My sis won't come over because she's scared she's going to catch the government cooties." I said, "You know what? I'm going to use that from now
You know what? I think she's the one that gave it to me.
on."
She just she probably had she was asymptomatic.
Yeah. Uh,
Look, I've been vaccinated for so many deadly things around the world that if I get it, it's going to kill somebody because I've been vaccinated for the sarin, for anthrax, everything else.
That's
So
crazy.
If I supposedly can survive that, if the government cooties kills me, okay, I give up.
I know. I was mad. I was like, I don't want this to take me out of everything. Like, no. But it was just, I think the worst part of it was like the body aches and the headache. That was the worst. But like the fevers weren't too bad. But it was still, I don't know.
See,
It wasn't
I run hot anyway, so a fever to me, I don't know if I'd be able to like my temperature stays around anywhere from 101 to 102 all the time.
really.
Mm-hmm.
And is there a reason for that? Or is that just how you've always been?
It's the way most of the males are in my family. We also have
Wow.
a rare blood type too, where I can actually give anybody blood, but I can only take my own.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
Wow.
they love people like me. They want to suck blood out of me every time they can because, like I said, I can give.
Yeah.
I forgot what it's called, B or O pop, whatever the hell it
Probably
is.
like the O's,
Yeah,
right?
it's O's because, like I said, I can give anybody blood. Like any of y'all can take my blood, but I can only take my own blood type.
Hi,
That's
Gypsy Road. Oh, go
that's
ahead, Beth.
that's the same thing that same blood type Sean has.
Yeah, Gypsy, I need you to give me holler at me in an email because I done lost your number. I was trying to get a hold of you.
I don't know, Bass, were you going to share what your thoughts are on the situation or on the pyramids? Because I know you were throwing some knowledge in there on the hieroglyphs and everything.
I think he
Well,
learned some stuff whenever him and his brother and his cousin were abducted.
mm,
Abducted by what or who?
Aliens.
What? Do
Y'all didn't know about that?
No, I didn't know about
yeah,
that.
yeah, that's a long story.
Look, him, his brother, and his cousin wound up driving for like 5 miles, doing several turns, and do not know how the hell they got there.
Yeah, after we seen a bright light, and my brother
Yeah, they
wants to
seen a
make an
bright light
idiot.
and then wound up 5 miles from where they last remembered. What? Wait a minute. What y'all? One of y'all or a couple of y'all outside the car, or were y'all all in?
No, me and my cousin were sitting inside the car, and Truth decided he wants to get out on this back road and look at this light. Then all of a sudden, the light started getting brighter. Next thing you know, we're about 5 miles away, driving down the road. Like,
And don't know how they got there.
oh, I want to say we left my house around 7:15, and we were going to my cousin's house. It was like only about we've done it hundreds of times, which is about like 20 minutes. So we should have been there by at least 7:45, the latest. We didn't pull up to his house until like 9:15.
That's crazy. Last time.
Lost
And
time.
you don't remember anything, do you? Like,
I
were you
remember.
just driving the whole time?
Well, the truth was driving. I was in the passenger seat. Started out, he
Oh,
was going down the road. He looked over to the left and he seen like a white light. So we drove like another, I want to say 3, 4 miles to get off this exit. Went over the bridge, started cutting down this back road, and it got to this point where it was basically an opening. You had trees on one side, and this light just came in right in the middle and just started getting brighter. We're yelling at him, get back in the car, get back in the car. He makes a move. The next thing you know, we're on the opposite side of the highway, about 5 miles down the road.
And for them to get there, they had to make like 3 turns.
Yeah. And he was driving a 5-speed car. And he don't even, like, it's one of those ones where you had the old school where you had to, like, push the
shift.
clutch in to start the
Uh-huh.
car. It
But,
was
but
one of
see, what
those.
I picked up on in that story was he doesn't even remember getting back in the car. And then next thing you know, he's 5 miles from where he was.
What?
My
Yeah,
cousin
that's
still
when
want to talk
that's
about it.
how I met Truth in him.
What is that called? What is it? Hypnosis? Have you thought about doing hypnosis? Or what is
Mm,
it called? Is it hypnosis?
Yeah,
Yeah.
uh,
Hmm.
regression.
Yeah,
Regression therapy. Yeah.
I thought about it, but if something went down that I don't like, I kind of don't want to know
he
about it.
don't want to be. He don't want to remember the probe.
I would be like, I
That's
want
not
to know
funny. It's not funny.
everything.
He
That's
don't want to
crazy.
remember the probe.
I'll tell you what, I got something in my right foot though.
Yeah, he's got
It's about
no.
the
The
Like a chip,
craziest
like an
thing.
it's
implant.
about the size of a BB underneath my vein in my right foot.
Oh my gosh. And
Hey,
I heard that if they do like implants, they come back and they check up on it, you know? You haven't had any of the weird dreams?
Truth almost.
Um,
I mean, Bass almost died not too long ago.
yeah,
He wound up with the weird kind of disease, whatever that they
there's a
couldn't.
very rare pneumonia.
Where he was
Well,
in a coma and all kind of stuff right after this.
What? That's
well, no, it
crazy.
wasn't right after that.
Well,
It
I'm talking
was where I found the thing on my foot.
no, I'm talking about after. Didn't all that happen after y'all had y'all's?
Well, yeah,
Experience?
well, the that incident happened back in like 2003, 2004. This thing where I was sick was about 2 years ago.
So they just told you that it was like a pneumonia that you came down with?
It was Legionnaire's pneumonia, sepsis. Um,
He just all of a
uh,
sudden appeared with this out of nowhere.
yeah, it was kind of strange.
And they didn't have any like logical explanations.
No, they were calling my brother's phone like every day, like 3 times a day, trying to figure. Well, it was CDC calling them, trying to figure out what the hell I've been doing because they couldn't figure anything out.
What? That's scary. I'd be like, "Why are you calling me? I don't know anything. It wasn't me." After I had the cooties, I
Mhm.
I had like calls from the Department of Public Health asking me if I wanted to be added to the tracking system, and I was like,
No,
"What? Why?
no.
Don't talk to me." It was scary.
Tell him not no, but hell no.
And I was
Uh,
like, "Man, I think I would freak if the CDC called me. I'd be like, "What do you mean? Like, what? What do you want?" It's
most of the
scary.
people that are in that program that they called you about, within 4 months, they're wind up. All of them are dead.
That's
Shit,
scary.
a couple of
Yeah,
my friends
you
think I
can go
had.
Google that and look at it. Most of them people wind up dead.
Shit, a couple of my friends think I had it before we got big. It's like, bro, you had basically all the same symptoms. It's like it was just all whatever, dude.
Oh, so
That
they
shit
think like,
sucked. Well, a couple of my friends are conspiracy theorists, so
mhm. So you had it before the outbreak?
It was all the same symptoms with it,
Yeah,
basically.
before it got public or
Yeah.
whatever.
Well,
That's scary.
it was July of 2019.
But you didn't go in. Did you travel at all?
Nah.
What?
He,
That's good. I didn't know that you and Truth were related. So
Yeah,
yeah,
that's my
that's
twin
cool.
brother.
that's his twin brother.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Mhm.
this
Wow.
one's got more hair than the other.
Well, he lost it up top, so I can't grow a beard, but he can. And I still got hair on top of my head. So
It went to you. So who's older, you or Truth?
he is 2 minutes older than me.
Oh, cool.
and
My
it's,
kids are 3 minutes apart.
I'm the older brother, but I'm the cuter one, and
He tries to run that game on me all the time, man. When we were
That's
young, he tried to
funny.
do that all the time. I'm like, you're too, dude, you got out first by the luck of the draw. Man, don't play with me like that.
he was Bogart in the exit.
That's cool. But I feel like honestly, I think that twins have like twin connection, like some sort. Because my kids, they're twins, but they do things at the exact like in sync sometimes, and it's like random. Like they'll be asleep and they both take like a deep breath at the same time, or they kind of like I don't know, they kind of can read each other's minds sometimes. It's weird. It's like, but it's cool. It's really cool.
Now, do you have any kids? Your sister?
No,
No,
She,
she's a youngin.
she's
I'm
a
a proud aunt.
See, that's the way Bass is. He spoils his nephews and then leaves.
Yeah, I bring
Hops
him
them,
Yeah,
Reese's
he hops
Pieces
them
and
up
peanut butter
on
cups and all that stuff.
he hops them up on Reese's peanut butter cups and Red Bull and then leaves.
yeah. She comes up on the hot Cheetos and then leaves.
Yeah, or I'll be like, "Hey, let's go get some ice cream, right?
Yeah,
We'll just eat some ice cream and then I'll go."
yeah. Like we had like a little snowstorm, like weird little snowstorm recently, and she's like, "Yeah, let's go get ice cream." I was like, "It's freezing. What do you mean?"
I think she's kin to Lakia. I don't understand that. In the summertime, she don't think about ice cream. In the wintertime, it's like, I really would like some ice cream. What?
It's kind of like me. I crave pancakes in the middle of the night. Like, "Oh, I want some pancakes."
You can eat breakfast any time of day. It doesn't matter.
Yes, I love breakfast, especially bacon.
Oh my God.
Breakfast for dinner is amazing.
I know one time, right, it was right after I got married. Me and her, we would always do like late night, like just hang out late night.
Mhm.
And one day we're just like, "Hey, let's make some pancakes." And my husband's like, "What are you guys doing? Pancakes? Like that's so weird." And so he saw we made them, and then he saw us eating, and he's like, "All right, I'll take one." I was like, "No, you can't have any."
Do y'all have a? I know Truth probably got one. Do y'all? Either one of y'all have an air fryer?
No,
I got one.
All right.
I don't have one yet.
I tell you another way you can do this is actually with a cookie sheet in the oven. Since you got kids, I know hot dogs are probably one of the big things in your house, right?
Yeah, they like hot dogs.
Take bacon, regular strip of bacon, and you have to use a toothpick now when you do this. You wrap the bacon all the way around from one end to the other of the hot dog, and use toothpicks to hold it in place. Bake it in the oven until the baking gets as done as you want, and then put it in a hot dog, but eat it like a hot dog. Now you have a bacon dog.
That sounds so good.
Air fryers make
Like,
it like crispy and amazing.
yeah.
I
I know
still
our
think they're
parents,
witchcraft.
yeah, our parents don't let us use like they raised us without like microwaves, right? My
Mhm.
mom swears that they give cancer. She's like, "Why don't heat up your food? Don't even have it in the house." So,
Doesn't
you
work.
know, she's like and like does not like any type of cooking device other than fire.
Well,
But
there's nothing wrong with that. I'm talking about
yeah.
even if the lights go off, you can still cook if you've got gas. But
Oh,
Lakea
that's
can tell
right.
you how to blow a microwave up. Yeah,
Look, hey, it's awesome.
yeah. I don't know what I'd do without her. So, but like I said, microwaves with a kid is a must-have, I believe, because
Yeah,
none of them, when they're little, want to eat at the same time.
they're always heating up. Oh, I want this. I want that.
I don't know.
So Blue said
Interesting.
my insurance company sent me a watch type device. It was supposed to track my blood pressure. When I looked it up, it had a tracking device in it. I gave it away.
None of that stuff for me.
That's
Wow.
creepy.
Yeah, there's all kind of stupid stuff like that. That's like your cell phone.
Mm-hmm.
There's actually you can pull up your cell phone, and there's things to do this to get in what they call the builders development. It'll do it on any cell phone. You can go in that, and then you can go into a certain section of that, and your microphone and camera. It'll show you always on or on whenever allowed, and your phone is actually on listening 99% of the time. That's how Bixby and all that stuff works. That's the reason why if you say, "Hey Google," and your phone will automatically pick up stuff because it's always listening. That's the reason why if you ever been talking about something like a movie or whatever, and then you go to get on,
Yeah.
that's because your phone is listening.
Like I'll talk about like a store and then I'll go on my phone and it pops up like a little commercial. And I'm
Because
like, that's crazy. I'm gonna throw it in the microwave now. Leave it in there.
you can actually go turn that off where it won't activate your now your Bixby and stuff won't work, which I don't use that shit anyway.
Yeah, I don't use it either.
Me and what is it, Alexa? We fight constantly. Especially I've got one of those GPS things in my truck, and that is the most unreliable piece of junk there is. I
The
hate that.
GPS?
Yes. If you try to GPS yourself right here, you're not getting here because it's going to have you go everywhere but what you need to go. My favorite thing is, especially in Texas on 35, it will tell you to do U-turns and every damn thing else.
Wow.
Uh,
Yeah, I know somebody was talking about, I think, was it Chase that he got lost?
yeah. Hell, Z sent her up almost into Canada today.
Oh,
She
really?
was going up to do a delivery, and it sent her. All of a sudden she sent a sign. You are so many miles from Canada. She's like, wait a minute, what the hell?
Wow.
She had to turn around and come back. But yeah, see, I use a regular. I've got an atlas, and that's what I use. That's like when I go in the woods. I have topographical maps and stuff. I use a sextant compass because cell phones, GPS and stuff, they fail. Now I've got what's called an alert. I actually carry two on me when I'm out. One of them automatically fires off if it gets wet. If you fall in the water and you're in the water for so long, it does something and activates it, and it sends out a global positioning for help, and it'll do it anywhere in the world. And then I've got another one I can actually activate. It's called a personal location device.
Yeah, the
Anybody,
personal, the one
anybody,
that Dave Pilates talks about all the time.
it's kind of like that. And now that's the only thing we do agree on. If you go out and spend enough time in the outside, like Bass needs to, I told him he needs to get one. If something happens, you can activate that, and that right there tells them who it's registered to, and they'll send help out within 10 feet of you. It can find you.
That's cool.
Well, I'm talking like I said, I carry two. One is water activated, and one is I can activate myself.
That's cool.
Because think about it, if you fall and drown, you can't activate it, but it'll activate itself. At least somebody will be recovering my body, you know.
So I wanted to ask you real quick, because we were talking about the whole survival stuff.
Yes,
I
ma'am.
think Sean. Good night, Sean. I think Sean's
See you later,
leaving.
Sean. I didn't like I said, I didn't mean to take y'all away from what y'all were discussing to start with. I'm bad about that. I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. So where do you think people will go? What's like the first place people will go to? I mean, other than like the stores, but like for shelter and
Most
stuff,
people,
if something does happen.
are, for some reason, are going to that don't know are going to stay to the cities, and that's the worst place to be.
Okay.
Yep,
That
you
is.
more easily herded in the cities.
Mhm. What you
Okay.
want to, like I said, y'all need to pick a place. You and your
Yeah,
family,
because
you and your sisters, y'all need to pick a place if y'all can't be together, to meet up at. The other thing is, y'all need to have a code word to let each other know. You don't want to say, hey, we're leaving, go meet me.
meet us. Yeah.
You
Mhm.
need to have a code word. We have code words in my family for different things. Uh,
That's super cool.
well,
I
that
should do
way
that
you
with my
can be in
kids.
public. Hold on.
Yeah.
Oh, you can
How do
call
you how do
Baltimore
you
like
dis
Peyton Manning. He used to yell, Omaha, Omaha. You call him up, start screaming that, and you know it's time to go.
That's cool. I need to do that with my kids. That way they know.
Well,
How do you disable the functions on a cell phone? You know what? I have no idea.
you can Google.
Yeah, YouTube it.
Yeah, not yeah. You can YouTube it. You can YouTube. Get into uh, developer mode, and it'll show you exactly how to do it. Because I'm the worst in the world to give the instructions to do stuff like that. Uh, but me and my kids to this day still, we have a code where if you, even though they've seen me online with you ladies or Bash or whatever, if one of y'all came up and said, "Hey, look, your dad sent me to get you. You need to come with me." If you don't give them a certain code word, you're fixing to have one hell of a fight on your hands.
Oh, that's good. That's a
Uh,
good thing for kids.
Mm-hmm.
that's, but see, that stuff though, we were taught because of what I used to do. My kids and my wife and them couldn't even use my last name because we were targets, especially when I was on the border. Uh, the, the criminals that work along the border and stuff
Mhm.
don't necessarily go after. Like I said, we had the cartel put contracts out on all our heads. Uh, the other thing they would do is they target your family because think about it. If I want Bass to do something, instead of me going and hurting Bass, it's not going to get. I'm still not. I may not get what I want, but I can go kidnap one of his nephews or his brother. Now I have control over him. And
That's so
if he
that's
doesn't do what I
awesome.
want, if he doesn't do what I want him to, then I dispatch of that person and sooner and go find somebody else in his family. Sooner or later, I will find somebody he cares enough about to do what I want him to.
Wow.
Uh,
That's so
that's the way
scary.
they operate. But like I said, everybody needs code words.
Mhm.
I can actually I can be in a crowded room and tell Lakeia and just mention one word to Lakeia, and without any other thing, she's going to automatically excuse herself, get up. She's going to be looking for the first immediate exit to the north side of the building because I've deemed something to be a threat where she needs to leave, and then she's supposed to meet me back at our vehicle or back at whatever we came with. There's no questions asked. She ain't got it, and it doesn't draw attention.
Mhm.
You have plan when you not just having a word, you have to have a plan that goes along with that. Like I said, the reason why I say the north side of the building, most exits are on the north and the south side of a building. I know that's weird, but that's just the way they are. You pick the north side of the building because I'm automatically going to park. When I park on the north side of the building because that's part of our plan. I
So
do stuff
everything is
weird.
thought out.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, because of what I used to do, it has to be. You have to be you prepare for the worst and hope for the best. And your
Wow.
plan needs to have a plan that has a plan. Anybody that's ever been in the military, they'll tell you you're taught redundancy. You're taught triplicates. When you fill out to get a pencil, you fill out 3 forms.
Mhm.
Everything is drilled into you.
So is this something that's, like, constantly and, like, on
I like I said,
that you're thinking about?
yeah. Well, to me, it's normal. To everybody else,
Yeah.
it's weird. Like when I go outside and I'm out in the wilderness, I'll pick up on stuff before any of y'all will because it's just the way I look at the world. It's the way I was
Mhm.
taught to look at the world. 99% of the time, I was looking through the world through a little bitty view, and I'm looking for either threats or I'm looking for a target. Uh, like I said, most people like we'll take y'all to.
Mm-hmm.
If y'all were in a parking lot and you heard a big loud bang, what's the first thing you're gonna do?
Like duck.
All right, you're gonna duck, and then what are you gonna do?
Look around, see what happened.
Try to get out of
Um,
there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly what she
Where's
said.
it? Where's it coming from?
Yeah, you're gonna stop. You're gonna duck. You're gonna look around, and then you're probably gonna try to get back. You're gonna try to get out of there. See,
Mm-hmm.
me, I don't do that. I'm gonna if I'm gonna immediately when everybody else is stopped, dropped, I'm looking around to say who is not like I am because that person caused that. It didn't surprise them. Second thing is when everybody else is running away, I'm running towards whatever because whatever just happened, they're wanting you to get away from that area. So I'm going to it.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm going the
Because
other way.
the reason why is think about it. If you fired off a gun and then all of a sudden you turn around and you see somebody like me running at you, it's going to surprise you. Why ain't they running away? See,
Yeah.
that second that you just stop to think, why is he doing that or whatever? Now I'm on top of you. I can more than likely I'm going to be on top of you, or it gives me time to recognize you are the danger and take you out. That's the way we're trained.
Yeah. I know that DW had posted like, and I love those videos where he talks about all that survival, and then he also shared some
The one that
videos.
taught him that.
Yeah. And he shared some videos too about like survival techniques, and somebody, I guess it was like I can't remember, but I follow him on YouTube where it shows all that, which is very helpful.
I tell you another thing. You ever see a guy coming at somebody with a knife like this? You ain't got too much to worry about. If you ever see a guy like this, run like fucking hell. Because that person actually knows how to use that knife. And if I've got that knife turned like this, I know how to use a knife. You can't get that knife away from me without getting seriously injured. This, I'm going to take from you. Or I'm going to make you use it against yourself.
That's good to know.
Have either one of y'all signed up for self-defense classes?
No, I took some for one of because I worked for one of the hospitals. It was like a quick like self-defense class, but they taught us some pretty cool stuff. I liked it, and they had this weird story because they were talking about how there's like weird people, and that there was a guy with a sword that was like trying to attack a girl in the parking lot. I was like, what? Like a sword, like a samurai sword? Yeah, it was
First
pretty
thing,
crazy.
either one, any male, female, whatever. First thing you always want to do is you want to create distance. Second thing is you want to put an object in between you.
That's a good idea, yeah. Because I think the first thing as a girl, you like freeze. You're like, oh my God, what's gonna happen? Like they're gonna kill me, like. But we need to like get on top of that, man. Like
Well,
that's why I was asking you about like taking classes and
you need to find somewhere. I know they've got them around y'all's area. You need to find someone that's teaching what they call classic Krav Maga. It's not Ishinru. It's not Krav Maga. Krav Maga is the Israelis' martial arts form of fighting. What they did was they took every other style of martial arts from around the world and took all the bull crap out of it. When you strike someone, they teach you how to strike someone to do one or two things: to incapacitate them or kill them.
wow.
Because dead people can't hurt you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like I said, it teaches you a lot of stuff that most people would never think of. See, that's what I teach is Krav Maga.
Wow. Yeah, I wrote that down. I'm gonna definitely look into that.
And they teach all like the techniques I showed Chase and Z, like taking the firearm away from someone. That's Krav Maga. Taking a knife away from someone's Krav Maga. The whole idea of like taking money, keep money in your front pocket, a couple of dollars. And like with a girl, y'all got hair, but I know because y'all got long hair, y'all got hair ties and scrunchies probably everywhere in the bathroom.
Yep.
Lakea's
On the
got
floor.
yeah, Lakea has got them everywhere.
I have some right here.
Yeah,
that?
look, there's like a few.
Yeah, all you've got to do is take like $7. The reason why I say that is you fold it again, it looks like a lot more money than what it is. You take one of those hair scrunchies and just wrap it around a couple times. Keep that in your front pocket. If somebody tries to rob you, say, okay, you take that money out and you throw it away from you and to the side. They're trying to rob you. Remember, they're wanting your money.
Yeah.
You let them see that money come out, and it's going to look like it's a lot more money than what it is. You throw it, run away.
Yeah.
They're going to go after that money because that's what they were wanting to start with.
Mm-hmm.
Put as much distance in between you and them and something else, and start hollering to the top of your lungs.
Yeah.
Like they said,
That's
that
crazy.
it's
live. It's happening. It happens all the time.
well, like I said, most people don't think of that. Some guys will think, well, I can take. No, don't try to, because they're more than likely they already have a weapon out. That's what they're threatening you with. What you want to do is create space and put something between you and them, and then you're hollering, "Hey, stop! Don't rob me!" That way, it gets everybody else's attention. And then, like me, I'm going to pull my weapon. If they're still there, I'm going to shoot the shit out of them. But see, I've done got back into. So I'm sorry, I don't mean to cuss on your channel. I know your kids.
It's okay. My kids don't watch it.
Well, I'm just
sometimes when we're watching it.
Well, I'm sorry. I just don't know how. I don't have any filters. Whatever I say is what I'm thinking, and whatever I try to be honest with people. Like I said, that's exactly what Barry Browning. I've been trying to call you, man.
Hi, Barry.
That's just the way I think, how I act. Like I said, my whole goal is deception and deflection. Like I said, it's making them do something other than what they thought was going to happen. And like I said, if they were trying to rob me with a weapon, then that meant they were going to do harm to me. It will be the last time, more than likely, they ever try to do harm to anybody else, because what's going to stop them from coming back at me again?
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, the one thing we're taught: dead people can't hurt you. A ghost can just annoy you. So
that's crazy.
Did you ever look into getting your firearm? Both of you?
Yeah, no, that's what I was telling you. I want to take like the classes for that. And like you said, like try them out and see which one like I like.
Did you look up any of the gun ranges or anything in your area?
Yeah, there's one pretty close, right? Like to our house where we can go to.
Yeah, there
and
is.
Try them. Eileen wants one too.
Yeah.
And
she's like,
to be honest with you, go there, talk to them. If they have a female instructor, request that female instructor. The reason why is because they're less likely to be gung-ho, and they're more likely to listen to what you're trying to tell them. And female instructors are some of the best in the world, because they take all the testosterone out of it. And what they're trying to do is get you to understand the fundamentals of shooting. It's not about being Billy Badass or whatever. I don't know why, but they're better at it.
That's cool. I'm gonna check.
Most of my firearm instructors, when I had them, were females, and I got a lot more out of them than I did the guys. That, and a female is more comfortable with another female.
Mm-hmm.
That's just the way it is. I know a lot of guys don't like to hear, well, I can do. It's not about that. It's comfortable. If you're not comfortable, you're not going to be susceptible to what I'm telling you.
Yeah. Guess because girls are awesome and they rule.
Well, I'll have to agree. Look, me and Lakea has been married for almost 23 years now, so I'll just agree. I learned a long time ago, it's just easier to agree.
Yes, it is.
Like I said, yeah, I would go in there and tell them, look, you're interested in buying a firearm, but you want to try out a couple of firearms to see what you're comfortable with. Plus, you want to be trained before you bring it home. And you tell
Yeah.
someone that, like me, if I had somebody walk in and tell me that, that means they're serious, and I'm going to take a lot more time with them than what I normally would. Because they're, first off, they're trying to learn, they're being smart about it, and they're less likely to go out and do something stupid.
Yeah. Yeah, because and then you have to learn how to like maintain
Yeah,
it and clean it,
maintenance. Yeah.
and like even like I don't know. There's
I
a
don't
lot
know,
of
just
things
like
to it.
overall, yeah, to be informed.
I mean, our dad, like he's always had weapons and things like that, and so we're familiar. But
Yeah.
I want. This is the one reason why I stress to you to get a Glock. They're simple. This gun is loaded. I just broke the gun down right there.
that's quick.
From load it to unload it. I'm doing it in the dark too.
That's crazy. Is that you?
Is that her?
I think that's her. She has
No,
a puppy in her tummy.
Yeah. Right. Now it's back. I can actually go to shooting again.
Wow.
That's the reason why I told you actually get a Glock. They're the simplest in the world. I've only ever broke 2 Glocks, and I broke them. And how I did it was, this one doesn't have it no more. Will you see that little piece right there in there?
Mm-hmm.
There's a little, hold on. There's a little rod right there. A little plastic rod. What it is, that's the guide rod. Mine is stainless steel. I replaced it. I actually shot a guy up close like this, and as the gun goes off, see that comes back. It got hooked up on his shirt, and when I pulled the gun back, I broke the end of that rod off, and the spring come apart on the inside. That was my fault. This is steel. It won't do that now.
Oh, and you have to be able to, because I remember one time I used one and it kind of like cut me right here in my hand when it like, you know how you did that where it like retracts, and I was like,
right
oh,
like this.
Yeah.
That's because you had your hand up there.
I was holding it up there.
What?
I learned from it though. I learned from it. I was like, okay, now that's not how you hold it.
Yeah, you see that part? It's called the beaver tail. Your hand goes here, and unless you're firing, your finger goes here.
Mm-hmm.
Your finger never goes down here. Your finger never goes down here until you're ready to destroy whatever this is pointing at.
Wow.
Now I'll mess with y'all. Gun's unloaded. Now watch. It's open. Now it's loaded.
Oh,
That's how fast I can reload.
that's cool. Indrid's like with a cigarette in his mouth. Take a bow. Yeah,
But like I said, that's the reason why I tell y'all to get a Glock. A lot of people are like, oh, he's a Glock fanboy. No, that gun's gonna run. It's a battle weapon. It's been proven. The Israeli government uses it all the time. Several other governments do. That gun's gonna go bang. If there's a bullet in it, it's gonna go bang every time you pull the trigger. The other thing is, it's the simplest gun in the world. It's like the AK of firearm. It's the simplest gun in the world to maintain.
Yeah.
It takes 2 drops of oil. You wipe it down. You put 2 drops of oil, put it back together. It's ready to go again until you tear it apart. And like I said, that's why I said get a Glock. And see, they make a Glock 43 now that's 380, which is what they call the baby 9mm. It, for one of y'all, since y'all have never really shot, it would probably be a lot easier to maintain and to shoot. I like a full size gun. I actually hate the little bitty guns. I don't shoot them as well.
Yeah.
That's
So
like
what's like the most that you could own? Like, because I know it's different in every state, right?
Sometimes some of them. What do you mean by the most guns you can own?
Yeah.
I I don't know about your state because I don't know all. California's got some of the craziest gun laws
Yeah, they're very strict.
on the planet.
Yeah.
Listen, man, New
Mississippi.
York ain't that far behind.
Well, yeah,
Mhm.
I think y'all do have a restriction, and I think New York has a restriction on how many guns you can own. But here in Mississippi, there is no restriction. I probably got, and just here, I probably got 200 guns.
Wow.
That's just here, and then I got,
Like some outside too?
yeah, well, I had some in my vehicle until my vehicle got broke into. Now I'm leery about
Oh, yeah.
leaving. But yeah, usually there was at least two guns in my vehicle. But Booger Valley's probably got about another 500 guns out there. They were laughing at me because, like I said, I went and found the beast that I forgot I had.
You forgot you had it?
I built it back in 2014, 13 or 14, I think.
Yeah, I
And
saw it.
and it's just been. See, y'all are not allowed to have one of those.
Yeah,
You know
that
what?
looks like some other type.
Well,
I seen a video earlier today. It was a shotgun, and it reminded me of your gun. I sent this to you on Facebook Messenger.
Well, see, two of the guys that I got together with, that me and them kind of built that gun. They went out and built. One of them owns what they call Silver Eagle firearms, where we kind of got together and they kind of like went off with it and perfected it. And it wasn't about that to me. I like building shit, so that's just what they want to do. That, and y'all don't believe the headache of designing, building, and then manufacturing a firearm. See, I've got a manufacturing license. I can actually build
Mhm.
suppressors. I can modify guns. I can actually own fully automatic guns. But let's say one of y'all, especially California, if you modify a gun just a little bit, they can actually put you in jail for it. Even a gun that you own, like changing the barrel out. If you change the barrel from one caliber to another caliber, you just modified that weapon. In California, you have to actually fill out paperwork and get that
Mhm.
okay.
Yeah, get like permits for everything.
I got like 7 different barrels for that one pistol.
Wow. And
I,
then not to mention your big vehicle you have out back.
no, that's at the shop.
Oh.
I got like a couple of those.
Yeah. That's
Y'all,
cool.
y'all do know I own a tank.
Yeah, that's the one I was talking about.
Well, I got that, and I got an MRAF too.
It's like a real one. Like it's
Wow.
yeah.
Yeah, I got
It's
a real
cool.
tank.
Yeah.
And
I know, I saw it. It was so cool.
it actually works.
Mhm.
That's
Can
Very,
you
cool.
buy the actual, like, I don't know what goes in there?
you talking about?
The
Well, mine's got a 105 howitzer on it. Yes and no. You can find the 105 howitzer shells. Then
Mhm.
you got to you can find everything that you need to put it back together to build a shell with. You just got to know how to do it. And
Oh, okay.
fortunately, I do know how to do it.
Oh,
So,
you know you got that thing for the zombies.
The Walking Dead.
that or the neighbors that want to come over and take what I got,
Wow.
or if
I
all
don't think they're gonna come anywhere near you.
no, well, if in case all hell breaks loose, if I need to go to town, I got the perfect vehicle to do it in.
Mhm.
Mhm.
But I bought it. Like I said, when I bought it, it wasn't running, nothing else. I bought it for a project before I started getting into all this other stuff I was done got into, because I have to have something to do because I get bored. So I
Yeah,
bought it,
that's
and
how dad is, huh?
Mhm.
Our dad is like that. He's always like a hands-on.
uh,
People make fun of him and they're like, "Oh, did you like break down your house so you can rebuild it because you're always doing stuff?"
yeah,
But yeah, but he taught us all that since we were kids. He would teach us how to build grills and I don't know, roofs. Like he would teach us how to be up there in the roof and like put new roof up there and
Mhm.
all that stuff.
My kids are like that. Well, that's good because two things. If you had to, you could probably rethink on what he taught you and fix what you needed to fix. The other thing is no roofing contractor is going to be able to get over on you with some kind of bull crap because you've already been taught what to look for. You
Yeah.
know what if he's trying to do, because that happens a lot of times to women because they think, oh, they don't know no different. They'll try to sell you on something that either they're actually not doing or you don't need. That aggravates the hell out of me. That's a crook.
Yeah,
I
that's
don't like people like that.
and it happens a lot even with like cars.
Yeah,
When you
with
take your car in.
cars.
Highly.
Yeah, like oil changes. I remember
Your car's leaking.
Yeah, I
You need
checked
to
my
get-
car one time and they forgot to close the lid. And I'm like, oh, it's a good thing I like checked it, you know?
Where it wasn't a Jiffy Lube or somewhere like that, was it?
Yes, it was.
Stay away
It
from
sure was.
find you a good reputable mechanic, and even for your oil changes, it may cost you a little more, but in the long run, it will save you. Because if you keep going back to him for oil changes, anything like that, he's not going to try to charge you as much just for doing stuff like that because he knows you're going to bring it to him. The other thing is he knows the maintenance of that vehicle. So he can tell you, he can make see a problem with your car down the road that you can be saving for because he can tell you, hey, you're going to have problems out of this sooner or later. So you just ask him, well, what does it cost to fix that? He'll tell you, and that way you can either be saving to get that fixed or look, I've seen people go in to get tires changed and their ball joints were about to fall. A ball joint would hold your tire upright on your car like this. If it comes off or breaks, your tire falls off like this while you're going down the road. I've seen people come into my shop just needing a tire change, and I tell them, hey, your ball joint's fixing to fall apart. What does it cost to get that fixed? Well, if you buy the parts, I'll do it for this amount of money. That way I don't have to worry about buying the parts or getting stuck with the parts. All I'm doing is the labor.
Oh, yeah, that's smart.
Dude, you know what? That happened to me last year. My right front tire, that shit was shaking so bad. And I went to go get tires put on. He was like, yo, you know, your ball joint's bad. I'm like, yeah, I kind of figured that. I was like, how much? He's like, well, that part will probably run you about $400. I'm like, nah, hell no. So I went down to my mechanic, talked to him. He was like, well, yo, you get the part, I'll do it on, put it on for you for like $100. I'm like, all right, bet. Cost me part and labor about 150, 100, between 150, $175.
Yep.
Instead of 400.
And he probably did it in
Wow.
about an hour and a half.
Oh, he did it
Did
in
you
less
go-
time than that. But
Yeah.
my dude, he's an old hippie dude, so I just for a tip I gave him like a 20 bag of weed. I'm sorry to say that, but
Did you go back to the other dudes and be like, hey, for real?
nah, I don't even get my tires from them anymore.
Yeah, I've actually got
Wow.
my shop. I still got my shop. I just got it shut down right now because it costs so much to keep it open, and people just don't have the money to be doing stuff anymore. And I seen the economy what it was doing, so I just shut it down. Because it was just me, and my boys, and I had one of my cousins helping me, and it cost more for it to be open, and I just shut it down because
Yeah.
if
You
I
weren't
want,
making anything, yeah.
well, yeah, I'm talking about it's that, and to raise I would have to raise the prices up to meet everybody else to stay in business, and people, like I said, people are having a hard time now. It's
Mm-hmm.
just not worth it.
Yeah.
And then I got involved in the whole camera project thing, and I got talked into coming back to YouTube and everything. And look, this is a full-time job. The camera thing is a full-time job,
Yeah.
not counting everything else. And I'm actually fixing to hit the circuit where I'm fixing to start going to all these conferences.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah,
I
the
got,
Bigfoot conference.
I've been invited to 3 of them so far.
That's awesome. And do you have to take your like the stuff that you've, your evidence that you've been working on?
I can if I want to. A lot of them just are like speaking conferences and stuff like that.
Oh, so are you gonna go up and speak? Or is it just like you show up? Oh, that's
I'll be
cool.
going up and speaking and stuff.
That's super cool.
Well, I said for a long time, forever and a day, while I was still even when I wasn't active, I was still what they call on an active role where I could be reactivated at any time until I went fully retired. Like showing my face and stuff like that wasn't a good thing.
Hmm.
We're taught to be ghost, where nobody really knows who you can be, whoever you need to be, whenever you need to be them, or be around people and blend into general society, and no one knows that you're actually part of the protection detail.
That's cool.
That's
See,
cool.
all your stories, it kind of you should make a movie or maybe like write a book.
Well, I don't know about I suck at writing, so I don't know how that would work. Uh,
Hmm.
a lot of people like and I'm fixing to start telling my stories and stuff again. That I said I got a bunch of them that I can tell now that I'm fully retired, and then some of the stuff that I used to work with and do that are have been declassified, like the whole uh, uh, space force, all that stuff. Like I said, people don't realize that stuff's been going on since like 2000. It was just hidden.
Yeah.
Uh, and now that it is like the fifth part of the United States military, a lot of stuff has been declassified. Um, a lot of people
So now
didn't
you
know.
can talk about it.
Yeah, well, that and a lot of people didn't know. Like Chris Kyle, I was one of his honor guards at his funeral. Uh, it, it, See, I worked with Chris when I was overseas. That's what I did.
That's
Uh,
so cool. It's so sad, like the whole story, what happened, but he was like one of the best, right?
yep, he was. Yeah, people like that, and see it. Him, me, and several others. They're what we call a dying breed. People are even the new guys that are coming into the industry don't. They're not taught the way we were taught, and they don't have the same mindset. Uh, and that's another reason why I got out of it is because it just the world changed, and we kind of got let. They call us dinosaurs. We kind of got left behind.
Oh, really? So what is it like? What's the difference now? Is it like newer technology
No,
or
it's
like newer
mindset.
tactics? Oh, just the mindset.
If you're given a target, like me, when I was given a target, no matter what happened, what was going on in this world, nothing got between me and my target. If it did, it was part of the target. And then if you're given what's called targets of opportunity, if that target arises, it doesn't matter if they're with their family, the priest, the pope, whoever. That target of opportunity was given to you, and it's called a target of opportunity because killing that one person or taking that one person out, no matter what's around him or what's going on around him, will probably save 10,000 lives. Most of the guys now can't do that.
Are
Like,
you talking about the playing cards?
yeah.
That's crazy.
Well, like I said, it's a different mindset. Like when I tell people I pretend to be a nice guy because I'm really not a nice guy, that's not a joke. Like I said, it's the mindset. Uh, DW and a lot of them call it the Clark Kent syndrome. Clark Kent's the only superhero that had to actually pretend to be a normal person because he was really not. He had to
Wow.
put on instead of putting on a disguise to hide his identity from being a superhero, he had to put on an identity. I mean, he had to put on a disguise to be a normal person. That's
Yeah.
kind of like us. Like I said, that's the reason why I don't like conflict. I don't like arguing and stuff because I know me. Lakea
Yeah.
knows. like KNDW, when all the other stuff started going on with all those other channels, DW and them, hey, Vault, let me handle it, because the way I handle things are way differently. Because it's just that we call it flipping the switch.
Mhm.
Once that switch gets flipped, I'm not the person you're talking to now. I am actually Vault, the person that I became 20 some odd years ago. Where, like I said, there's no there's you either have to kill me or I finish what I'm doing.
Well,
And
are you sure your name wasn't the Punisher before?
no, and I don't
Wow.
want nobody to think that I'm boasting or nothing. That's not, no. Look, I'm not. Bass will tell you, the reason why I do what I do now is what I call paying penance for the shit that I done before. It's because I've done so much evil, bad stuff before. It's the way me giving back to y'all is me paying penance for that. Now,
Yeah.
a lot of people are like, well, that you had to still, though, there's still what, because I was told that person needed to be took out.
Yeah.
Other than them telling me that, how do I know? But you didn't question nothing. That was the whole thing. Now you tell one of these guys, you need to do this, that, and that. First thing they're going to start, well, why are we doing it this way? Why are we picking that target? They asked way too many questions. That's why nothing ever gets done.
Too much analytics.
Yep. Way too much analytics.
Yeah.
But see,
Times are changing. It's scary.
but the thing is, we have changed as an American society. The problem is people like Putin and the way his guys are trained or the way I was trained. That's why I tell people you do not want a war, especially with Russia, because y'all do not understand what's fixing to happen. Like I said,
Yeah,
those
we
guys
don't.
well, like Natalia, one of my best friends, she's not allowed in the country no more, but Natalia, her
Yeah,
mother,
yeah.
her mother was a Mossad officer, is a Mossad officer. Her dad was a Russian Spetsnaz drill instructor. Spetsnaz is the Russian special forces. Those guys are literally nuts. They will throw each other through windows to get into buildings. They're just nuts. If you want to know how nuts I'm talking about, go Google. I mean, not Google, but YouTube. Russian Spetsnaz. They do some of the craziest, stupid stuff that I don't understand why they do it, but they do it.
Those boys are off the chain.
Look, they're taught to take what's called a spade. It is a entrenching tool. It's a folding shovel. They're taught to use that as a killing weapon. They can actually at 20 yards take and throw that and stick it in your chest.
That's crazy. Can't
That's
somebody just go talk to him and be like, hey, let's just be friends, like, come on, like, stop with the crazy talk, Wasn't there a president who did he meet with today that they were kind of telling him, trying to calm the situation? That was at France or Paris? Was it the same?
France?
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Somebody met up with Putin today and they were trying to de-escalate the situation. But
Putin's got what they call the John Wayne complex. If he thinks he's right, it don't make a difference what genocide or whatever he has to do, he's going to do it.
People forget he's former KGB.
Yeah. That's the biggest thing is.
What is that? What is KGB?
KGB is like our CIA.
Yeah.
To
the 10th power.
Yeah, to the 10th power. Like
that makes it harder.
If the KGB thought that if we were in Russia and the KGB thought we were giving out some kind of secrets, they'd bust through the door and shoot you in the head while you're on air just to prove a point. Y'all need to all shut up and don't listen to this no more. That's the kind of people you're dealing with. And that's the head of that country.
He's a black belt in judo also.
Yeah. So they're
oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a
that's what I'm telling you. Putin's a bad man. I don't want to give him props like that, but Putin is a bad man.
Yeah, that's what that's what I've been trying to tell people. They don't understand the person, the leader of that country has no problem killing someone himself. So what do you think his military is trained to do? His military is trained to give their life without any question whatsoever. If he called and said, hey, look, we're just fixing to go to nuclear war, there ain't nobody going to question him. There ain't nobody going to bat an eye. They're going to be, yes, sir. And they're going to start sticking keys and shit, hitting buttons. There is no.
And is he like really good friends with the other dude? What's his name?
Who's
The from China?
You talking about Kim
Kim-
Jong-un?
Yeah.
from Korea?
I don't know about good
Oh,
friends.
it's Korea?
Kim
I don't know.
Jong-un is North Korea.
Yeah.
North Korea.
I don't know if they're friends, but they had the same ideas, so that makes them allies.
I can't remember the president of China's name right now.
Let's just all be friends and like stop this madness.
Yeah, the thing is, nothing good is going to come out of it.
Yeah.
Nothing.
It's just destruction.
Well,
When they ride horses bare chested, you call the shot.
I'm feeling that it's coming down to like an ego trip type deal.
It is. It's him beating his chest, saying, "Look, I'm the baddest boy on the block."
Yeah, that's what Indra just said. When you ride horses bare chested, you call the shots.
And like I said, everybody's going to lose because it's not going to be a conflict. Right now, it's the conflict. If it breaks out into like I said, World War III is going to be a genocide. It's going to be an annihilation.
That's so scary.
Well,
It's so sad. Like, but
a lot of innocent people are going to. Innocent people are going to die for no reason.
Yeah.
Because even if we go to war, what are they? If we win, what do we win? A bunch of dead people.
Mm-hmm. It's devastation. Yeah.
There's no winning outcome. The winning outcome would be to set aside our differences and actually put some of our scientists to work that are building crap to kill us with and figure out ways to help us. And I know that may sound crazy coming from somebody like me, but like I've seen every bad thing people can do to each other.
Let's all be friends just isn't the way the world rolls. I know, sadly.
It's not.
And then Indrid said a lot of real estate is being bought up in Africa.
Mm-hmm.
And then Blue said it's China. His name is called Z.
Yep.
Like XI.
Yes.
I don't know.
Well, see, this is the thing. There's two ways you can rule. One is slow and methodical, and the other is very fast and to the point. Love, you can get your people or everyone to love and respect you, which is a very, very slow, tedious process. Or fear, which is instantaneously and without no remorse. 99% of the time, a dictator, which is what Putin is, rules by fear.
That's crazy. I hope it doesn't happen. I hope everything's just dwindles, right?
I hope everybody wakes up after their screwed up hangover they got and like, man, what the hell was I thinking?
Yeah. We need a lot of prayer. Everybody pray for him to stop.
Yeah.
But
I was waiting for someone to assassinate him. That's exactly what usually when something like this happens, one foreign government or the other will have his ass assassinated. Because if you take him out, then the next leader you got to look at is going to be thinking, well, they just got rid of his ass because they didn't like what he was doing. Maybe I need to back up and think about this. Or they may already have someone waiting in the wings to take over a spot that thinks more like they want them to think.
Wow.
Well, there is one of those conspiracy theories where they say Putin was replaced a long time ago or something like that. Like he supposedly died and he was replaced by
Putin
somebody
is not
that looks like
Putin.
him.
But he's like a reptilian now?
I don't know if it's a reptilian or whatnot, but
that's crazy.
The crazy thing I think is nobody's been talking about is, y'all do know who just went to Russia, met with Putin, and then now he's tweeting talking about he backs Putin,
Mm-mm. Who?
our ex-president.
Oh yeah, aren't they like friends?
Yep.
I remember he went to go, like there was pictures of him visiting, and they were like
Oh, he
shaking
just went up
hands
there
and
like
hugging.
about 2 weeks ago, and he's been tweeting here recently that he backs Putin's decision and all that kind of stuff. I don't know what reason why he would have to do that, other than he's just pissed off at America
Yeah,
for losing the election the way he lost, and thinking the American public just like screwed him. Uh, Donald Trump's one of them weird ducks that no one actually knows most of the time what the hell he's thinking.
yeah.
So
Wow. So what do you think will be like the first move if it escalates to worst case scenario?
if
You think
they
it's going to be the red button?
no, it won't be that immediately. What's going to happen? The way this is going to fall out is right now, as long as they stay where they're at, the country that they're invading right now, as long as they stay there, pretty much nothing's going to happen but a few slaps on the wrist by sanctions. If he turns and goes towards any of those other countries that are our allies or one of our ally countries' allies, all hell is going to break loose. All they got to do is come up to the border and stop there and put a toe over. All hell is fixing to break loose. If you see troops going towards any of the other of the countries over it surrounding it, that's when you need to really, really, really start worrying.
And do you think, because you know how there's like a lot of hysteria right now in the news and everything, do you think people are going to start freaking out again?
Probably they look for any reason why to.
Yeah.
Look, I'm talking about any kind of anytime something does. Y'all's lights could go out for whatever reason why and stay off for a couple hours a night. People will start freaking looting. But that's why I tell y'all, get out of big. What are you grinning and laughing about over there? I see you back there.
Dude,
See,
that
you
happened.
she's too shy. I'm gonna have to corrupt her.
Yep. She
Yeah.
needs it.
Dude, that happened in, I want to say 2003, 2004 in New York, and the New York blackout. Dude, power was out for like 12 hours. And like around when it started getting dark outside, people started losing their mind.
See, and that's the thing, because I feel like people ask me, "Oh, did you see the news?" Oh my gosh, and I was like, "No, I don't watch the news anymore." Because
I don't watch
first,
No,
this
I
whole
don't.
2 years, it was all about the
Yeah.
cooties, and it's like, so when I got it, I was like, "Oh yeah, like, am I gonna die?" Like everything, and like it's just scary, and they just put fear in you and keep scaring everybody, and that's why people freak out. Which is another reason why I think they don't want to, you know, come out with aliens are here, you know?
Oh, see, they have, but they haven't. They came
Yeah.
out. Oh yeah, we know. There's spaceships and extraterrestrial craft that we don't know where they come from, what their purpose is. We know they're here.
All right,
Yeah.
hold on. Do you know when they actually admitted that was like the height of the pandemic when they shut everything down?
Yep.
Mhm.
It was right around then. Then it was out for like a month or two, whatever. Then they went mum on it. Didn't say
Yep.
anything else about it. A lot
Yeah.
of people don't
I
pay
got
attention
one.
to that.
I got one that'll mess with y'all. What if the aliens are the ones that gave us this damn virus?
That's far reaching, but I
Yeah.
understand what you're saying.
I thought they were gonna like help out, you know?
Why would they? Look at what we do. Anytime
That's
something
why they.
new or foreign comes to anywhere on this planet, the first thing we think of is kill it.
Yeah.
Kill it. We need research on it.
But
Yeah.
we have their little power plant going on right here, in the back, and then all those, what do they like to come and collect? Don't they like to come and collect some sort of like crystal energy stuff? So they gotta have our backs. Protect our planet at all costs.
Well, I might be reaching here, but if you could probably do some research on it. Back in, I think it was the late '80s, mid '80s, late '80s, the JPN flight that flew over Alaska encountered a UFO that was about the size of a professional football stadium, and that was right around the area where the Alaska pyramid, not well, Alaska Triangle is, which holds the Alaskan pyramid, the Dark Pyramid.
See, there you go. They were collecting. They were like recharge. I don't know, man. They
Uh, you can look it up. Type just Google flight JPN flight UFO, and it'll come right up. It was roughly in the Alaska Triangle, which I personally believe that the Dark Pyramid is in the Alaska Triangle somewhere. That's where a lot of people go missing. Planes just disappear. It's basically Alaska's version of the Bermuda Triangle.
that's crazy. And I
And
believe it too.
and then there's also the Dragon's Triangle, which is out there by China, which a lot of strange stuff happens.
Yeah, is that close to where that pyramid? Because I heard that there was a pyramid in China that hasn't been discovered yet, but they know that it's there. Like, I don't know if that makes
Yeah,
sense, but
yeah,
that's that's crazy. But see, that's one of the reasons why maybe like, hey, they need us, you know?
uh, I
Bolt's like,
guess.
no, they don't.
No, I don't think they actually do need us. Uh, I just don't. I don't think they actually do need us. I think if anything, we've been helping gather resources for them. Because think about all right. Most people don't look at all the gold and stuff like that was mined over the world over the years. All we do is mine it and put it in mass storages. Why?
Yes, yes, the Anunnaki falls into that.
See there. Think of all the precious metal that's been mined and just put into storage. Why?
So, so, there's a theory that the Anunnaki created mankind to basically mine gold for them on planet Nibiru, planet X, if you've ever heard of that.
Yes, I have.
And supposedly they're on an elliptical travel pattern with their planet than we are in our regular solar system, and they're supposed to be coming around again very soon.
They're gonna collect. See, I'm telling they need us. They need us, Vault.
Well, I hope.
This is just all conspiracy talk, but
Yeah, yeah, just take it with a grain of salt, y'all.
I hope you're right. Uh,
So yeah, so they should like, maybe use some of their I don't know, force fields, around around the planet. Let's see. Blue said we all need to keep a level head. Don't let the fear being pushed control you. As my granddad said, keep your wits about and don't get excited. Don't panic.
yeah, panic is the worst thing you can do in any
Yeah.
situation. Uh, like I said, it's the absolute worst. Most of the time, that's what they want you to do. But like I said,
Yeah.
panic. That's why I tell everybody just slow down. Like I said, if you're in a parking lot or whatever, and a big bang goes off, all right, you're not dead immediately. So stop, pay attention to what's going on around you. Everybody else is going to do the first thing, like they said. They're going to hit the ground. They're going to be they're going to be hiding before they take off running. The person that is standing up just like you, 99% of the time, that's the person that did it, and that's the bad guy.
See,
Like,
that's good information. Good to know. Like, definitely give some classes, Volt.
like I said, I've been planning. Like I said, I wanted to do this on my tier system, and then I got to thinking, well, that's not fair. I believe everybody should know this stuff.
Yeah.
So
And there's some people that you talk to and you kind of try to tell them and they're like, they look at you like, oh, you're crazy, like, stop. And I'm like, no, this is serious. Like, whatever. I'm not. If you don't want to believe me, fine.
Well, that's like with the whole cryptid thing with Bigfoot, stuff that's
Yeah.
going on in my backyard and stuff. I'm not going to. A lot of people are like, well, are you trying to make people believe? No, I'm not trying to make you believe in nothing. All I'm doing is bringing to the forefront what is actually out there. Whether you believe it or not, that's up to you. Just
Yeah.
understand whether you believe it or not, it's out there. Now, if you want to know what this thing can do or what it's capable of, I'll be happy to tell you. I know what they're capable of doing. I've seen what they're capable of doing. How they react to different things is what I'm trying to figure out. What will draw them in? What will run them away? Because think about this: if you got them coming around your house, wouldn't you like to know? Well, hey, they figured out putting up Christmas tree lights will keep them away from your house. That's good to know, especially if you don't
Yeah.
want them around your house. It's not just what will bring them in, what will make them go away. See, that's the way I look at things.
Yeah.
It's not. It's we're experimenting because I'll be the first one to tell you I know enough to fill up a little bitty thimble, and what I do know, it may not work everywhere, and it may not be for everybody. And sometimes stuff that I thought that I understood, later on I come to find out, well, I guess I was wrong. There's more things I've been proven wrong about in the whole Bigfoot community and doing this stuff than anything that I've been doing right. But it's
Oh,
a
yeah.
learning experience. We don't have any captive in zoos or nothing like that to learn from. So this is how we're going to learn.
Yeah. I
And
Yeah,
agree.
what you're doing down in Mississippi might not work in New York. Like what you're doing down there could keep them away, but up here in New York, it could kind of tick them off and like make them want to come get you.
yep. Well, I said that's the reason why. And I would rather do this myself than have somebody else just listening to us or one of y'all do this because I said I've prepared for bad situation and I know how I'm going to react to a bad situation. I don't know how everybody else is going to, or if you know how to get yourself out of a bad situation, or if you could. Most of the time, when people see these things, the first thing they do is freeze like a deer caught in the headlights, because first thing their mind is trying to make sense out of what they're seeing. It's not something. Then your head's telling you that's not. You're not seeing it because it's not. That don't exist. By then, you're probably dead
Oh. Well,
because
that's good. That's good though that you're doing that and sharing, and trying to even because people can do it themselves. They can,
yeah,
they
you're
if
more
they
than
have
happy to
access.
go out and try it yourself. Like I said, maybe you'll get better results than I did. I just don't want to tell no one, hey, if you want to know or you want pictures, go take them yourself because I've done seen. I never carried a camera and stuff like that around with me. I always carry, like I said, 90% of the time I was doing stuff because I wanted to do it and was
Mhm.
researching do it for me. I've seen now since I've been carrying a gun, they react the same way if I'm holding a camera as I'm holding a weapon because they know what a weapon is. I know they do. And think about it, if they've had any kind of interaction with a human, most of the time the human did something to shot at them, throwed something at them, or whatever. If they see me up there with a cell phone holding it, they don't. The last time a human pointed something at them, it hurt them or it hurt one of their buddies or whatever. So they're going to
Yeah.
react accordingly.
Yeah.
That's the reason why I like the Bumpkus camera and the Z camera that I got on the side of my head that I wear stuff. I tried to incorporate stuff like that keeps it out of my hands because
That's
I've
good.
done seen what happened. They treat me just the same way if I've got a camera or a gun.
Yeah.
And if I've got a camera out there pointing out, doing like, and they think it's a weapon, they're going to be less susceptible to come out because I'm already acting aggressive towards them. And if they do come out, they're probably going to try to pull my head off. Uh, so,
Scary.
well,
Yeah. But
I said,
Well,
that's my whole take on it. That's why I'm doing what I'm doing. And I think so far I've got 10 people that have signed up. And
that's cool.
well, I'm going to keep doing this as long as somebody's interested. I'm going to keep doing
Yeah,
it.
that's awesome. You can also share it here if you'd like.
Hey,
If you'd like.
hold on. I'll throw it up. Hold on.
Yeah.
Till the aliens show up in your backyard again.
Yeah. That's y'all's fault. I know it's y'all's fault. Y'all did that. You and Chaos called them in.
That's crazy. You have Jurassic Park, like DW always says, right?
And
Jurassic Park in your backyard.
see, look, he thought it was odd and stuff. And like I told him, I said, look, you got to remember, I literally grew up like this when I was a kid.
Oh, let me see.
I personally think One-Eyed Billy is a swamp giant.
Yeah. That's the main main camera in the center. Last night I was Life, I forgot what Life's name is, Life something other. He was recording.
1042.
Yeah, he was recording off this camera, and something called static interference.
Oh, I saw that.
And then all of a sudden, these bushes right here, right after the static interference went away, these bushes are moving like something brushed through there. You see, there's not any. It's just like it was last night. They're not moving, no nothing. And this is another screenshot of them. This is a dog pen that's out there. And the reason why.
And you haven't.
Go ahead.
Oh, you haven't had the static happen since?
No, I've never had it happen before or since. What? And something is actually right over here. I don't know what that is.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I went too far. I'm sorry. Hold on. I'm the world's worst about rolling too far in. What the hell is that?
Is that an owl? What is that?
I don't know, but
alien.
It's moving. Look, that head's moving around. It's looking around.
Oh, yeah. I saw that. Do you see it? Like moved this way and then it went that way.
It's still moving its head around. That's not an owl. That's something standing up back there.
Oh, yeah, it's moving.
Oh, that's scary. It's an alien.
That is actually about 70 feet from where I'm sitting right now. Oh, look right here. Oh, that's a reflection I see from the damn spot. Caught movement right here. See, that's what my eyes are drawn to. My eyes are drawn to stuff that doesn't look right and moves. But that is something actually standing back there.
That's crazy.
See, I plan on putting another camera over here looking back further in the woods. That way we have a redundancy. If this camera sees it and that camera sees it, it's got to be something.
And how far does these woods go? Is it like a lot of acreage?
Yeah. Well, I own 18 acres right here.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Wow.
And then, hold on, let me swap. All right. Let me go back to this camera. If you walk straight back this way, you got to go I'm saying it's about 5 miles. There's nothing. That's woods. That's all woods back there. That's deep, dark. For the further you go, you're actually going towards a river. It's called the Mulberry River. The Mulberry Creek, which feeds into the Big Black. Right back over in here are 2 old burial mounds. I'm going to say about 2 miles back here. There's, like I said, this is my yard covers 3 acres. This right here is when I rebuilt. I planned on burning all this stuff. This is actually when I bought this house, I gutted it and remodeled the whole inside. This is like sinks that came out of the bathrooms and stuff like that. I tore everything out and redid it. Do
you remember that little thing that you caught back there in those trees that was standing out there? Holding his arm was going around the little tree, right?
Yep.
That was back there.
Yep.
I remember that. That was
All
creepy.
Right. And then I moved this camera back around. The camera that was here looking at all this stuff, it's gone. This is what they call the pillars.
Okay,
See,
yeah, I know the pillars.
this camera is too strong, or it's not meant for this close, because this camera is only about it's about 30 feet from the tree it's on to this pillar, so it's meant for a longer range. I have a camera I'm actually going to change this out with tomorrow, and I'm putting it back where the original one was. That way we can,
Two angles.
well, we have the original angle, that way people can see. See,
Mm-hmm.
that thing that Sean caught came out right up in here, and its head was way up here. When I walk back there, my head is only right here.
Vo, have you thought about putting one on top of the house, like looking at that area, so you get basically like a
The only
like
reason why
180?
I don't is because these cameras pick up such good sound. Everything that's said and done in my house is going to be picked up and put out, and I just seen movement.
There's not a way you could disable the mic.
Probably. I just seen something moving here.
I was about to say, if you could disable the mic and put one on the top of your house looking down the area, you'll get like a 180-degree view.
Well, that, and it's going to pick up some stuff I don't want it to be like it. Back
Okay,
over
never mind.
by the dog pen. I thought I seen something moving there. I might have been wrong, but I swear I did.
And you guys haven't caught the that Bigfoot that was with the one eye
Yeah,
anymore
yeah, he's been seen a couple of times.
recently?
I think my oldest son was taking the dogs out, and it was standing like on the other side of this. All right, let me click over. No, that's the wrong camera. This camera. All right, right back over here, it was standing. All right, what y'all don't see is this is only one little corner of the dog pen. This dog pen is 30 by 40. That's 30 feet wide and 40 feet long. Right over here, there's a shed. It actually is open that the dogs can go under and stay under there, or they can come out here and be out in the open.
Mm-hmm.
On the back side of this shed, like it was standing up, like, I can't point it, but right up in here, it was standing up there, like looking back this way. This is where Squatch dogs is usually at. I can put that dog in here, walk inside, and go fix a cup of coffee, and then I'll hear a tap, 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 tap on the door, and that dog will be sitting up here wagging its tail, bumping the door.
So they're scared of it.
No, they're letting it out. They play with it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I've heard of dogs hanging around Squatches before.
Yeah.
But I never had seen it until now. This dog had never been around here, and it just showed up. And when it showed up, it was like it was brought here. And it come out of from back there where the creek system is. That dog was almost starved to death. We nursed it back to health, and it's a big old fat thing now. But still, look, you can hear something like Mr. Charlie Hill. He goes by Huckleberry on the usually in chat. He's been watching the cameras, and he can hear. He says it sounds like it comes from back in here. It sounds like an 800-pound dog barking, and then all of a sudden you'll see that Squatch dog take off through here. And then what's funny is when she wags her tail, she doesn't wag it back and forth. She spins in a circle like a helicopter. She'll take off running down through here with the tail just spinning like it's a propeller behind her, and just run back there, and you'll hear her barking and carrying on. And
So they're probably friends.
that's the only thing I can think of.
She goes and visits.
Well, they let her out. They have to be. Something with hands is going and all right. To open the door on the dog pen, it's a full-size door like your front door. But when you're standing in front of it, instead of you open it to you push it open. And it's got a big spring on it that keeps it closed. Plus, then there's a big lock that's about the size of your index finger that slides through. All right, to open it, you actually got to pick it up push
Mhm.
it, pull it back, let it down, and then pull it back a little more, and then let it down the rest of the way before you can get. So they're manipulating a lot. It's not like it just can bounce open.
You talking about a deadbolt?
It's not. It's a slide lock. It's not really a
Like
Okay.
the ones in the bathrooms,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Think of that.
Okay.
Yeah, but like about like 10 times bigger.
And does it happen often, or is it just
Yeah, it happens all the dang time.
Oh, you should totally put a camera on the dog.
What if that isn't Bigfoot?
Well, what this
Oh, no, that's crazy, Bass.
only
I hope it is.
I'm telling you right now, it better be Bigfoot. I thought about that, but what if that camera, they don't like it, and then they hurt the dog because I put the camera on it?
Yeah.
What is that back there?
I don't know, man. You got a lot of wild stuff going on in your backyard.
You can hear everything.
Yeah, well, there's something right there. You see that big, dark, black object? And what caught it? All right, this is what catches my eye. Nothing else is that color black around it. Why is that why does that look like that? Because it makes a shape. It looks like that's the top of it. It comes around and goes down. And that back there is where they like to stand and look and watch. There's something dark right there. It's darker than anything else. It's not as dark as this. That right there is not as dark as it.
Yeah. I see it.
Oh, shit. Actually, I bumped up. God dang it.
Is it raining out there?
Yeah, it's a slight. It's been raining for now 4 days.
Wow.
Look, I've been wet for 4 days out there messing with cameras, and that's the only reason why I didn't finish putting the cameras up is because I have to build the wire, and moisture around, especially cameras and stuff, it ain't good. So I've got everything set up. All I've got to do is mount the camera and plug it in, but I didn't want to do none of that with all this moisture in the air. That is something right there. I don't know what that is, but there's something right there. You can see it. It almost looks like ears sticking up right there. And whatever that is, you see the top of that grass?
Every time you zoom in, I feel like something's going to pop out. Freak me out.
You see that top of that grass right there?
Yeah.
That's over my head. So whatever that is probably about 7 foot tall. I can hear Bass's machine in the background.
Mm-hmm. He has a 3D printer.
Oh,
My
yeah.
machine is always running, bro.
Oh, I know.
That's cool.
He's always printing, but it looks like something is right there. And if you watch, it keeps moving around, but nothing else is moving in the background, only it. I don't know what that is.
Oh, I saw it a little bit, yeah. Yeah,
At
you
first
see
I
it,
thought
like,
it was,
you
at
get
first
this line, and it moves.
yeah, and see the camera is not moving. I'm not moving because you can see my cursor. I thought at first it was like the little sprigs of rain making it do it, but it'll do it even when it's not anything.
Mira, right there. That's crazy.
But see, that's where I run around out in the dark at. See, it don't look like this out there right now. If I walk out there and stand right there, I can hold my hand. Yeah, it's pitch black. I can hold my hand out in front of my face, and you can't see your hand.
That's crazy. And it looks so bright, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like it looks like the moon is hitting it perfect. Those are good cameras.
Yeah, hold on, I'm fixing to freak y'all out. I can turn it to daytime. Hold on, I have to do this. See, I got it set up where can't nobody else do this.
Oh, stop! You scared me.
Well, what is
Eileen
that?
said there's something moving on the, what is it? Oh, I think it's the branch.
Oh, you think so?
On the right. What is it? Left? It stopped.
Yeah, it stopped.
But see, nothing else was moving.
Oh, wow.
That's so cool.
Yeah, see, I've been working on a lot of stuff. That's full color. That's color night vision.
What?
Told you I've been working on some stuff.
That's so cool.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
right. Right there on the
Yeah,
what is it?
right,
Right,
right
left hand
there,
on the left hand by that little bush.
right over here.
More. Up by that tree, I think.
Right there. And see, look at the darkness I'm talking about. See how that spot's darker than anything else? That
Yeah,
in this mode it really shows up.
that's crazy. And so I just don't know what that might have been, that static. It was so weird.
I don't understand. It's never done it before. It's not done it since then.
And it hasn't done it.
Mm-mm. Uh, I have to go. Hold on. I gotta switch. I'm gonna switch this back.
Yeah, Wig. I know he's usually like asleep on Vault's channel. Did you read that, Bass? Oh, I think he did fall asleep, Wig.
This is a little branch.
Oh. Okay, so that she says that something's moving in the far, what is it, right? Left?
All
On
right.
where the
People
if you
get
keep going to the left.
It's probably the branch.
Yeah, more, a little bit more. A little bit more to the left. Is it right there?
Nothing's moving.
Oh, it was
anymore.
that. I see there's something moving right there. I think it's like probably
there's a limb.
yeah, the branch.
Hold on. Did y'all just hear that? I just heard a knock.
Yeah, I heard something, but
What the hell is that?
oh, right there.
Oh
I saw
shit!
that.
God dang it.
Did you see that?
It's right
Where
there.
is it?
It's right there. It's right there.
Oh yeah, you see the that's crazy.
That shouldn't be there.
It's moving. I saw something moving.
Yeah, that shouldn't be there. I don't know what that is, but it shouldn't be there.
For the people who don't know, so these cameras is Vault's backyard, and he has it's called the Nightmare Nation TV if anybody's interested in joining.
Yes. It's $20 a month or $35 for every other month. I tried to keep it affordable, but also fix it where it actually pays for itself to run, because I've been flipping the bill for it forever. So,
Yeah.
uh,
But a
it,
lot of people have caught a lot of weird things going on.
look, I didn't know all the weird. I knew I had the squatches, or at least that's what I'm calling them. They look
Mhm.
really weird. They don't look like any other squatches I've ever been around, but I didn't realize, like I said, there's been some alien looking things. Something's moving. All right. For the ones that don't know, you see this little indicator right here? The way I got this done this system when I was ready to set it up, the sensor on it picks up. Anytime you see that sensor, that means something in a man-sized shape has moved inside the view of this camera. You just have to figure out where it's at. I would love to figure out. I'd love to get a recognition software to
Mhm.
go along with this that will put a box up on what it sees, but something it sees at a man, because it'll do an animal size, a man size. Yeah, I think it's animal size and man size. It'll show up down there. Like if it's the size of a dog or whatever, like an animal, this right here won't be a person. It will actually be it'll look like a dog.
Okay.
There's something moving around in the view of this camera that is the same height or whatever or around the height of a person.
So when it is a person, is it like is a dot bigger or is it a different color?
No, it's the same color. Well, no, what I mean by that is, all right, that this thing is being set off. All right, if we wasn't even watching
Like
this,
a sensor.
the sense it would be triggering a camera to record because something is moved into its view that
Mhm.
that is the size of a person.
Oh, okay, I get it. Yeah.
See, my boxes are set up to record. My DVR is set up to record 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. That's sound and video. It has a 3 terabyte hard drive that it
Oh,
records.
that's good.
So it's actually recording. Every time you see that, it's a recording. It's telling it, hey, you need to keep recording. Something's going on.
Yeah, so far you've caught like creatures back there, right? The Bigfoot,
Yeah.
and then so now you have alien activity?
Well, I don't know what it is. That's what chaos.
Dinosaurs?
To me, it looks like some kind of ET thing. And then one lady told me it looks like what they call a wood nymph. I don't know. I've never seen a wood nymph. So I'm going by what somebody else told me.
That's so funny. I'm doing the Indrid eyes when I go like this. Look, the little eyes.
Oh
you can see.
yeah.
See,
With sensors, you gotta watch out. That might be Bobby hanging out back there.
but like I said, I've got 4 cameras. I'm gonna try to have up by Saturday.
Okay.
I'm always putting deadlines on myself and everything. But like I said, what's been holding me up here lately is the weather. I didn't think I was gonna have the camera system back up and running until today, and I actually got it back up and running. I think it was Tuesday, and then I started giving out people. What made me go ahead and get on it faster was people. I had like 4 or 5 people join and send me the money, and I'm like, well, they're paying for. I've got to get it up.
Mhm.
I
So right now you have 4, and you said by Friday.
I've got 3 right now, and
Oh, the 3. Okay.
I'm fixing to add 4 more cameras to this. See, I can actually put 16 cameras in this.
Oh, that's cool.
Wow.
Actually, I mean 36.
Oh, wow.
Every one
Are
of
you gonna fill it up? Are you gonna do the 36?
I don't know if I got enough room for 36. But I know I'm fixing to have I think I'm fixing to have 7 cameras. I'm trying to
Okay.
get 7 cameras going.
Wow.
Well, because I'm fixing to move some, like I said, in this area right over here back in the woods. I want to put one down here. I'm limited to 360 feet because
Okay.
all these are hard lined in. I don't
Yeah.
have any Wi-Fi because I figured that out with the first camera we had out there. They can actually be externally hacked. So I went to hardwiring, and this box is behind 2, not 1, but 2 VPNs. So it's way harder for them to hack in. And a Cat 6 line or Cat 7 line, the maximum range before you start losing signal is 360 feet. So I like I said to for everybody to understand where I'm sitting at right here in this room, there's a box. And from that box all the way out here to where this camera I'm on right now is 300 feet. That's how close these things, like I said, I sleep from. My bedroom is actually probably 40 feet from the edge of this fence where this camera is. That's where my bedroom is.
Wow.
But like I said, I grew up around these things. To me, and look, until I was like 18, I thought everybody knew about damn Sasquatch. I thought everybody had them around them.
That's crazy. Yeah. So it's normal.
Yeah, it's normal for me. It's I don't know. What is something you normally see in your little like cul-de-sac or your little community? What ice cream truck or whatever?
Mm-hmm.
See, that would be an oddity as hell to hear. But squatches, yeah, you start hearing. Look, I start hearing that music.
Yeah.
It's probably going to be followed up with bang, 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 bang because I don't. And
Yeah, the little the corn man, right? The
Yeah.
fruit guys.
See,
Yeah.
we don't have no. Like I said, well, you can tell. I live in the middle of nowhere. I live in the woods.
You're off the grid, huh?
Well, I'm not off the grid, but I'm in the woods.
That's
Like I
cool.
said,
I love the woods.
well, let me click out of this camera. All right, this camera. Right over here, every once in a while, you'll see a red light or whatever come through. That's the road up here. If you go
Oh,
back that way, town is 5 miles or so.
oh, okay.
My nearest neighbor is back that way, and it's 1.5 miles to their house. That's my
Wow.
nearest neighbor.
So they don't get to complain or anything, huh? When you do your experiments out there?
All they're going to look, no, if they did complain, they're just going to complain to the sheriff's department, and then they're going to call me and ask me, what the hell are you doing out there, Vault? Or they may be watching, because a lot of my buddies from the sheriff's department watch this. And I didn't know that until the night that we had the intruders, and all of a sudden my phone starts going off. They're actually watching it. They started heading towards my property because they were coming to help me. And like I told them, don't come, stop, because we already got at least one person out here that ain't supposed to be here. I don't want other people to show up. I don't know they're there. And that's the way people get shot and hurt.
Yeah.
Because I'm telling you, if I'd have seen a person out here, I know they're not supposed to be here. They would have took the room temperature challenge. Because I know they're not supposed to be here, and you don't get on people's land like that around here unless you have something bad intentions.
That's scary. Imagine. Like, I think that would be scarier than a squatch. Like seeing a person like walking.
Oh no! If y'all wasn't watching that night, as soon as, all right, I'm back up.
There's like something
Hold
going on
on.
in the other one.
All right. My youngest son, which is Cobra, was right back up here. He was stationed. You see all this stuff right here? He was actually hunkered down behind that. I done walked down here and was down here in this bottom down here, was fixing to walk into the woods. And I shined a laser light back through these bushes, and I couldn't see it because of the bushes, but it lit a person up standing right over here. As soon as he seen that, he comes down there and lets me know on air. He goes, hey, there's a person standing over there, and they have a weapon. As soon as that happened, all the investigation shut down. And then here comes my oldest son out, Lethal. And we're now hunting people. We're not worried about squatches and none of that. We're hunting people because, especially everybody, look, if you can ask the wiki, if you pull up anywhere in my town and say, hey, I'm trying to find Vault, they will pretty much tell you either sit right here and look for his vehicle, and it ain't hard to find me because of my tag. My tag says Lethal 1 on the back of it. So they'll tell you to sit right here or go up here. You may catch him up here at the coffee shop, or he may be at his shop. Or they may call me, hey, Vault, you got somebody sitting up here at so-and-so looking for you, and I'll come up there. Everybody in this town, Z can tell you, knows me. Z wasn't here 30 minutes and was driving. She was behind me driving down the road because her vehicle has an out-of-town tag. She got pulled over like 2 miles from my house. As soon as she got pulled over, I knew what they were pulling over for. Out-of-town tag. I just stopped, got out of my vehicle, and got them and walked back there before the officer ever came up to the car. And he couldn't really see me. He goes, you can go back to your car, sir. I said, what'd you pull her over for? He goes, Vault, is that you? I said, yeah. He walks up, gives me a fist bump, a hug, and says, all right, man. I said, that's a buddy of mine. She's going to my house. He goes, all right. He goes, gets back in his car and takes off.
Cool.
Z didn't even realize what exactly was going on. She's digging around over there looking for the paperwork and her license. And I knock on the window, and she looks at me like, and she's looking behind her as the cop car pulls off and cuts his lights off. She goes, what the hell's going on? I said, he was pulling you over because of out-of-town tag. Come on, follow me. He don't want my license? I said, hell no, come on. I said, and once I told them who she was, she didn't get pulled over again. See, it's raining again out there. Son
Yeah, it's
It's been doing this since Sunday.
So do you want to put up your if people want to join, do you
Yeah.
want to add the link that way they can
Yeah. Well, I have to hold on. I can't do it on the backside. I have to go over.
Oh, okay.
Hold on 1 second. I've got to go to
Sorry.
the YouTube side. Darn it.
Or maybe I can add it. I don't know if I can.
Yep.
Yeah, if you guys want to join the Nightmare Nation cams, not cams anymore, Nightmare Nation TV, you guys can
You know how many times I accidentally do that myself?
yeah, you guys can join, and you get to view this these cameras anytime you want.
Yeah. And like I said, I tried to make it affordable for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people were like, let's do a year and stuff like that. And like I told them, I don't want to get the cart before the horse. You never know what's going to happen 2-3 months from now. And I don't want to have someone pay for something. And what happens if a squatch eats me out here? Now you're out your money. You see how I think it's
It'll be caught on camera.
yeah. I got to see Vault get ate. If you want to join,
they like you.
if you want to join, you can go to this PayPal link. And what you do is it's $20 a month or $35 for every 2 months. You pay with either the $35 or the $20. And when you get your confirmation, take a screenshot of it and email me at, hold on, I get the email, at vaultkeeper2.0@gmail.com. And when you do that with that confirmation, then I will send you I'll send you everything you need to get into the camera. And I'm doing it that way because it makes it a little more personal than saying, hey, go to this website, and when you pay for it, it'll let you get what you need. Well, some people before didn't understand that. So this way, if they have a problem, they can automatically email me back. Well, I don't understand how to get in. And I'll actually get on the phone with them and walk them through the process of getting on.
Awesome.
Well, everybody that wants to be part of this, if I can't talk you through to get you to understand how to get on, I will find somebody smarter than me to get you in touch with. Because like I said, I want everybody that wants to be part of this, part of it.
Yeah.
Because
and it's cool. It's like interesting and scary at the same time.
Well, we've got some special guests that are going to be coming on this too.
Yes.
Like Wolf from Paranormal Roundtable. Ken Gearhart is going to be coming on to a show, or supposed to be. I actually talked to Kerry Arnold from Bigfoot Odyssey just a little bit before I come on here with y'all. Him and a couple of his guys said they would come in for special guests. I've talked to Wes the other day from Sasquatch Chronicles. He said he would love to come in. He just got to we just have to work out a schedule, and I'm going to start doing more shows. Like the first show is going to be the 5th. 2 weeks from that show is going to be another show. 2 weeks from that show is going to be another show. Every 2 weeks, we're going to do a show.
Yeah, you should get Connor in there too.
I can't. Is that Connor with that crazy writing name stuff right there?
No, I think that's Nightmare. I don't know. I think Connor just goes by Bigfoot Anon, right?
I don't know. I say that's why, and I want to get Gypsy Rose, and that's another reason why I wanted to get Gypsy is because I know him and Connor do shows together.
Oh yeah, they do.
Yeah, Connor is Bigfoot Anon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then something else that I'm working on is, like I said, this convention that I'm going to. I'll be there in Shreveport for the Louisiana Bigfoot Convention. We got the confirmations today. I'm going to be there for that. The other people that I'm going to be there with is Buck and Jeff from Mountain Monsters.
Oh, cool.
And I'm going to try to do a little live stream with them there. and why I'm gonna bend and twist their arm to get them to come on as guests on one of these outings.
That's cool. I was
Like,
just gonna ask you that too, if you were gonna go live, but that way we can see we're there
oh
too.
yeah, I'm gonna go live at the convention, and it's been a long time since I've seen Buck. I've only met Jeff over the phone. It's been a long time since I've seen Buck, like 2 or 3 years. Uh, I've known them guys for a while, and that's actually how I found out about the convention. Is I've been emailing them. I've been trying to get them to come over on the night on the Vault of Nightmares, but they're so busy shooting shooting shows and stuff. And he told me, he said, Vault, will you wear some masks? He said, why don't you just meet us down here at the Bigfoot convention in Louisiana, and we'll hook up. Okay. So
That's cool.
the
Sounds
other
great.
person that I'm trying to get on is Nicolas Cage. I've known Nicolas Cage for, I don't know, 10 years or more.
Really?
Mm-hmm. A lot of people don't realize Nicolas Cage's family is actually he comes from a wealthy family, and he comes from a family that has like diplomats, dignitaries, stuff like that. His family is like what I call I mess with him. I call them the bougie people.
Yeah, his
Wow.
uncle is the guy who directed Godfather, Martin Scorsese.
Yeah.
Are you gonna get Eminem to come on too?
I've been talking to Eminem. I talked to well, it's been a couple of months. He is in the middle of a tour and getting ready to release another record or another album. And I almost said the name. He told me not to say nothing yet because it's a surprise of what's coming out. But I know there's a remake to a song that is going to be on there, and My Laugh is part of one of the songs.
Really? I'm gonna buy the CD and send it to you, Vault, so you can sign it.
I'll tell you what. I'll get him to send me a CD, have him sign it, and I'll sign it, and I'll send it to y'all.
Oh, that would be awesome. I'll put it all over
I know.
social media.
I know this right here. His daughter actually has a few lines and a couple of songs in the new release.
That's so cool. Well,
I call her.
We look forward to that.
I mess with her all the time. I call her Mini Eminem. You know the little minis you used to get in a little tube. That's why I called her.
Yeah.
I used to call her Mini all the time. She, why you call me Mini, Uncle Bob? You know, Mini Eminem.
Aw, that's cool. I think
I'm sorry I took over your show, and
no, it's okay. It's totally, good information, and we appreciate you sharing with us your cams and everything that's going on. And so hopefully, here
both
soon
of you two are invited on the next Vault of Nightmares. You back there hiding a little bit. You gotta come on too. Your sister's been on a couple of times. I'm gonna get you out of the shyness. You can't be shy around Uncle Bob.
Yeah, Eileen, you have to
We're
join
gonna put a big old spotlight on her.
Yeah, she has to join the Red Feather cult.
Oh yeah. We won't make you drink the Kool-Aid. I drink the Dr. Peppers anyway. So
yeah. Well, okay. I think we're gonna shut it down, everybody. But we appreciate everybody that came out and stayed for our chats, and everybody that sends messages and questions. We appreciate it.
And I apologize again for taking away from what we were supposed to be talking about.
No, don't apologize. I wanted to go down that road. So I appreciate that, because we've been scared. So that helps us to know you got our back, Volt.
I'll do what I can.
And I want to close it off with the Volt laugh.
All right. Thank y'all for coming. Thank y'all for having me. And remember, sweet nightmares.
Bye.
Bye, night, guys.